Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
Good evening and welcome inside the Powassan Sportsplex for a Friday night battle in the NOJHL between the Powassan Voodoos and the French River Rapids. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Brad Brooks, and let us give you the first of many, I'm sure, on tonight's broadcast. Wish you a happy holidays and a wonderful holiday season as we're getting to the end of our little road here before the holiday season, as we just have tonight and tomorrow night. And the Voodoos are done until the new year, so as the old dad joke goes, we won't be doing games for a whole year here, Brad. Anyways, welcome to the broadcast again, Brad. Always good to have you along.
Oh, I'm excited to be here yet again. Finally feeling great. Voodoos are looking good, so let's have a good one here.
Yeah, it's you've been battling pretty hard behind the scenes the last couple of months or so.
Finally coming out on the other side of it, though.
That's always a good thing, too. And I guess if you're going to get sick, the winter time's kind of a little bit better than summertime when you want to be out doing stuff, so... but no, it's good to have you here, happy and healthy and good to go. But right off the hop, before we get too far into things, why don't we tee up our players to watch for this one, Brad? And I know we got a couple of good ones for us in this game, so we'll get to that right now.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at MikeBFA.
And, of course, we have a couple of players, well, a player for each team, I guess. And I'll kind of let you just talk a little bit about the French River Rapids player that we picked. Not only is he putting up points, but you kind of like his number as well.
I do like his number, and if I dare date myself, he wears the number that of the year that I was born in, 86. But yeah, I mean, Kai Clayton, he's an interesting player. He's a playmaker and very creative out there. So it's definitely a guy that the Voodoos are going to have to keep an eye on.
Just to kind of make you feel bad a little bit about yourself before we get going, if I was going to pick a player based on the year I was born, Matthew Schulis, 93. That's the guy I'm looking for. So
I don't like that.
No. We got into trouble once talking about age on the podcast when Matt was around too, so I won't harp on it too much. But our player to watch for the Powassan Voodoos is brand new to the team. He's wearing number 6 tonight. That's Braden Viz. The defenseman was acquired from the Elliott Lake Vikings and looks to bring a pretty good presence here. He has 6 points in 11 games for the Vikings this year, so over half a point a game pace for a defender.
Not too bad for a defender, and it'll be it'll be exciting to see what he brings to that third pairing tonight in his first action as a Voodoo.
So he was acquired Sunday before the Christmas trade freeze. Again from the Elliott Lake Vikings. Viz is a former teammate of Caden Dubroy, who is now his roommate, so it kind of comes full circle. Viz Dubroy and Caleb Dawson all played together on Team NOHA All-Stars at the 2022 OHL Cup. Viz was also drafted, so he has some OHL pedigree, by the Niagara Ice Dogs when Voodoo's assistant coach and associate GM Brent Tomlinson was their northern scout. Brent, who's on the bench here this evening as Peter Goulet is still away and Josh Hardiman still away with Team Canada East with the Junior A Challenge. But now Tomlinson himself is a scout for the Erie Otters. And, of course, Battalion fans locally love the Erie Otters based on who's the coach there. Biz also attended the Kitchener Rangers main camp this past summer as well. So when you're getting considered by one of the top teams in the league like Kitchener, that's always a good sign, I would have to say.
And a confidence booster. And speaking of OHL, Ray Smith out with the Voodoos tonight as he was recently called up by the battalion. He's actually on a road trip south with them at the moment. So
yeah, he's in Erie, actually, ironically enough. And then he'll be in Niagara tomorrow before the holiday break kicks off. And Ray Smith scoring a goal Wednesday. It's really weird to say Wednesday and battalion in the same sentence, but it was teddy bear toss at Memorial Gardens with that one. And Ray Smith's his first OHL game, his first OHL goal, made the Teddy Bears fly at Memorial Gardens. What a moment for the young man. But right now we'll move to the national anthems here at the Powassan Sportsplex, and we'll be back on the other side of this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly screaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons combined. Quatre bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard.
And now that the national anthems are out of the way, we have hockey to play here on our Friday night docket between the Powassan Voodoos and the French River Rapids. A little bit of a lineup change as well. Also, Owen Smetham was moved in the corresponding move to get Braden Biz here. He's now moved to the Carleton Place Canadians in the CCHL. And on the Voodoos injury front, Justin Russo, number 8 in your programs, number 1 in a lot of hearts as well, returns to the lineup for the Voodoos. He's only played 14 games this season, however, due to an upper body injury. Captain Alex Little and newcomer Dylan McElhaney are still both out with injuries and should be healthy in the new year. So for the North Bay Battalion and the Powassan Voodoos, Brad, this holiday break's kind of coming at a good time for them to get back healthy.
Well, the last game that you and I worked was back in November, and it was against these same Rapids. And we said it was a 9-6 win for the Voodoos. But we said at that time that these Rapids could go on a run. They've got pieces to be a decent team. Hasn't worked out for them this year. But on the other side of things, yeah, the Voodoos have a chance here to win a couple games going into their Christmas break and really start their next year off right.
You got to think that's what many of them are looking for under their Christmas tree, is a couple of wins. That would be a nice little gift to wrap up as we're underway. Quick shot kicked aside by Wilcox, and Wilcox with the save. Your starting goaltenders in this one, the aforementioned Tyson Wilcox has played 3 games. He has a 2-1 record with a .375 goals against average and an .897 save percentage. In net for the Rapids, a player we've seen many times here in Powassan, Brady Dyer. Through 17 games, he has 1 win, 11 losses, however. .683 goals against average and .854 save percentage. And one thing we say all the time whenever we see Dyer in net, he always plays the Voodoos good, and it's rare that we can say this about a goalie. He allows 6 or 7 goals in a game, but he plays solid every time he's here as the Voodoos are into the Rapids zone. French River in their home, or their road whites are going left to right in this period. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left. And out front quickly for McCarthy. Couldn't get the shot away, and now the puck's behind the net. French River with possession. We'll get into talking about a few of the former Trappers in this game as well. We always seem to bring that up when the Rapids are in town. McCarthy in his own zone. He's not a former Trapper. As the American sends the puck down the ice. No icing, though, as Carr picks that one up. Carr quickly down the ice, was looking for Parker, flung it kind of at him chest high. There wasn't going to be much that Parker was going to be able to do with that pass, Brad. So we're going to have an icing call against the Rapids.
I think even if Parker was able to get a stick on that, he wasn't going to be able to field it properly. And, it wasn't really going to end up in a possession for French River here. So yeah, we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Powassan Voodoos here early.
Chase Thompson in for the draw for Powassan. He was on the podcast this week as the puck is quickly in on Dyer. Him and Carson Ricci tag team the podcast. Talked about a lot of things. Chase Thompson, also the former French River Rapid, talked about his time in French River. So his rookie season in the Noge.
Yeah.
Thompson back to McMillan. McMillan twisting and turning, gets the puck into the corner, still battling for it on the near side. McMillan with Dubroy in there for help. This line usually has a Wraith Smith on it, but as we've mentioned, he's south with the battalion in Erie right now.
Loving that opportunity, I'm certain.
Absolutely. Viz out there already with a nameplate as well, which is good to see. Getting his first little shift here and touch of the puck in Powassan green. Goes cross ice to McClellan. McClellan flips it in. The last defender that the Voodoos had of OHL ilk was Mike McLean, who has since moved on to the Gatineau Olympics of the QMJHL, who recently announced a name change. So the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, they're now the Quebec Maritime Hockey League, which I suppose makes sense considering a lot of the teams are in the Maritimes.
Yeah, it only fits.
Puck flipped in. Wilcox dumps it back out of his glove. Leaves it for Viz. Viz down the ice. Beatty flips it right back towards the net. Now it's in for Dawson. Dawson touches the puck, and that'll go for offside as he was trying to find Russo. Dawson didn't realize that he had gone offside, though, as a lot was happening kind of right then and there.
Yeah, he was only about 15 feet offside. Didn't quite realize it, but...
Russo in for the draw, wins it over to Beatty, then he gets it back to Sturge. Sturge flips the puck in. Dyer quickly out to play it, plays it into the corner. Now it's behind the net for the Rapids. Up the ice, French River chips the puck off the boards, but Sturge finds it before he flips it right back up. And now Russo comes away with it. Russo had his man Dawson wide open, but a good stick negates that. Now Clayton on a good chance, but a good defensive effort by Case negates that chance for French River. As the game opens up a little bit here, Clayton walks in over the blue line, takes the shot. That one's blocked before it even got to the net. Ricci battling for it, Clayton as well. Puck does come out front. Case gets to it, gives it to Beatty. Beatty down the ice with some speed, flipping it in over the net. And now Zamatis with it, flips it down the ice. And now French River with possession once again in their own zone. Through the neutral zone and missing Rotundo. Shields is going to get to that in his own zone. Stops behind his net. Lets his guys set up. Shields near side to Ricci. Ricci's pass hit a skate, went across the ice. Now Shields picks it up in his own zone. He gets it out into the neutral zone. Was looking for Turner. And now the puck back right in on Wilcox, who just shovels it over into the corner for Rotundo. Rotundo tried to find Patrick. French River hemming in the Voodoos here in this last few moments as Jesse Lefebvre, the former Trapper, tries to throw the puck out front. Puck still kept in by French River. Back around behind the net to Ricci. Ricci up for Turner. Turner goes cross ice, finds Shields. Shields with some space. Skates in, near side to Turner. Turner sharp angle. That one's off the stick of Dyer. Puck still kept in by the Voodoos. And now it's out for Patrick. Patrick back for Lemke. Lemke fanning on his pass. Just takes the puck back behind his net. Goes cross ice to McClelland. McClelland finding Viz. Viz gains the red line, flips it in. And that one goes behind the net for Dyer. Dyer flips it around. McClellan keeps it in. Now it's right back for Reese Smetham. Smetham out front was looking for his man McCarthy. but he couldn't get a handle on it. Now McCarthy in deep for Smetham. Puck comes back to the point, and French River tried to flip it out, but instead it hit the boards and went back in. Now coming out for McCarthy. McCarthy walks out, takes a shot. Dyer with the save. Puck flipped down the ice by French River. That'll go for icing against the Rapids as well. So we're a second shy of 5 minutes played here. Your score is still 0-0, and the shots on goal knotted up at 3.
I think newcomer Brayden Viz has looked really good for the Voodoos so far in his first few shifts here. He's a smooth skater. He's very calm and composed out there. I don't think he's looked out of place at all, and he's had a couple of really good dump-ins and keep-ins in the zone down there so far in his first little bit of action.
Cross ice shot from the point from Case. Couldn't agree with you more, Brad. He was one of the better-looking players in for Elliott Lake the past couple of years. And he definitely stood out at the NOJHL Showcase when we got a chance to see him there in Sudbury back in early October. Very excited when General Manager Chris Dawson let me know of the deal earlier this week.
I'm sure he's excited to be playing for a really good team like the Powassan Voodoos now, too.
Exactly. Case walks in, takes a shot. Dyer didn't see that one as it was tipped up and over the net, and it hit behind up in the boards back there where you can't play the puck, so we're going to get a stoppage and play here.
I'm not sure what that hit in front there, but yeah, Brady Dyer, again, a goaltender that we've talked about a few times. We've seen him a few times, and his stats don't quite indicate he's a lot better than his stats look, is what I'm trying to say.
I have to agree with you for sure.
He always seems to play the Voodoos very well, right?
Exactly. Shot tipped towards the net by Dawson, and it's over the net. Beatty now with it. This line has looked dangerous too in their first couple of shifts.
Have they ever?
Back to Ricci. Ricci with the shot, and Dyer scooping that one up, looking like a good back catcher on that one.
It looked like Justin Russo just about got a tip on that in front there, but just about missed the chance, and Dyer calmly gloved it down.
Puck out of the Rapids zone as French River's off to the races. Scholist skates around his man, but his pass out front missed everyone. Voodoos were last in action against French River last weekend with a 6-2 win in Noelville. So this will be the back end of a home and home. Beatty with the shot, and Dyer with the save there. So as I was just saying, this was the second half of a home and home, although the home and home is taking place almost a week apart.
Yeah, and considering the two cities are about an hour and a half apart at most, it's not really a traditional home and home, as you'd like to call it, but yeah, we'll call it that.
I have to say, I've sung the praises a lot on the podcast, and I'll do it again on the broadcast. The canteen in French River, as the puck's down for Wilcox. Wilcox plays it behind his net. The canteen in French River has some of the best food you'll ever have at a hockey game.
I have yet to have the pleasure.
It's a homemade burgers, homemade everything, basically. It's just fantastic food.
Wow, we're going to have to start doing some road games here.
French River's always a good road trip. I don't mind going to Noel, though.
Let's do it.
Hour and a half. I don't mind heading out to Sudbury either for a couple of Voodoos Cubs games either.
You know what? We can do the whole circuit here, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Hearst is a little far, but we could do it.
Make a weekend of it.
Puck on the far side. Battling for it. The Rapids try to come away with McClellan. Got a stick up high falling on the ice as the Rapids were looking for a call as well as he kind of held on to the stick a little bit. Viz, nifty little move to get around his man, sending him. That was Clayton hard into the boards, but the Rapids still making life miserable on the Voodoos right now. As the Voodoos finally send it down the ice, it won't go for icing, so the Rapids are forced to play it. Rapids doing a good job here. Every couple of shifts, they get a lot of pressure in on the Voodoos zone, even though the shots are 6-3 in favor of Powassan. Sturge behind his net up to Case. Case quickly cross ice for McCarthy. McCarthy with some speed goes through three Rapids, nearly lost the puck, but instead he flips it back in. Smetham behind the net to Case. Case stick handles his way around Lefebvre, walking in. Lost the puck. Tried to flip it back around for his man, and now it does get around for Sturge. McCarthy gets it in for Smetham. Smetham flipping it around on the far side. Sturge tries to keep it in, but he doesn't, as now French River gains the red line, flipping that one into Powassan territory. Wilcox out to play the puck, and he's just going to cover things up and settle things down a little bit here. Still 0-0 with 11:38 left in the first period.
A little tentative, I gotta say. I thought we'd for sure that we'd see some more Voodoos chances by now. We thought we'd see the pressure put on, and the French River Rapids, to their credit, have done a really good job of keeping the Voodoos to the outside to this point.
I would have to agree. Very good chance there is Wilcox with the glove save. Stops the play again. And I'd have to say both teams have done a good job of keeping each other to the outside, but to me, the Rapids just seem to be getting a little bit more zone time than the Voodoos.
Yeah, but we're not really seeing any dangerous slot chances by either team yet. Anyway.
No. Now Thompson out of his zone. Gains the red line before he gains the blue line. Tried to flip it in for Dubroy. Flips it cross ice. Couldn't find his man. And now McMillan gets to it. Flips it around behind the net. Ricci with it. Now goes around his man. Gives it off to Thompson. Thompson back to Dubroy. Dubroy with the shot. That one was blocked by Thompson. And now the Rapids once again with possession, but can't yet clear the zone. Has a nifty little play there from McMillan. Walking in as he stole the puck and nearly got in on Dyer. But a good poke check. Knocked the puck loose and sent him flying.
Gorgeous defensive play by A.J. Burke of the Rapids to steal that play. Otherwise, that's a goal for Powassan.
McMillan tries to get a little bit of revenge. Takes a shot. Flipped over the net as Dyer made the first save. Now McMillan tries to walk out front. He does. And Thompson was right there on the doorstep. Voodoo's now starting to get some more dangerous opportunities here in the slot like we were talking about, Brad.
Genius play by Viz to keep the zone here, but now
Scholas down the ice. Good play by Viz to box him out. Wow, Braden Viz, if you want to endear yourself to your team early, you are doing so.
That's how you do it.
Dawson finally gets the puck over for McClelland as it comes to Beatty. Now for Russo. Russo down the ice to Dawson. Dawson, sharp angle shot. Dyer with a good save there. What a lot of back and forth action there, but the Voodoos finally getting some really good looking scoring chances.
Well, and Matthew Scholas, arguably the French River Rapids best player, just had a beautiful one-on-one chance coming in on defenseman Braden Viz, and Viz just did a great job keeping the player in front of him, played the body, and just took the puck off of him. Very calm, very composed. And another thing, we seem to have a problem with neck guards. The past couple games that I've worked here, I've seen 2 or 3 neck guards on the ice. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But
yeah,
kind of a hot button issue.
It kind of is. Yeah. It's died down a little bit, but of course, anything, when there's a death involved, of course, very hot button issue. But thankfully, we haven't seen any incidences here. But neck guards out, but they played with neck guards for a long time in this league.
Yeah, and it should be mandatory everywhere.
I have to agree. Dawson with a good play there to get the puck away from his man. Now he's chasing after it. Try to get it out front to Beatty. Sturge. Nifty move there, lost his stick. Rapids player tried to flip it away from him. But now the Rapids with possession. Clayton down the ice. Case. Sharp angle shot. Another chance. Good block there by Russo, getting down to stop the secondary chance against Wilcox. Now Russo with the puck. Justin Russo looking great in his return from injury here so far.
That's how you defend. You just put your body between the offensive player and your goalie.
The reigning Great North U18 League MVP. Looking every bit the part. Now French River going the other way. Shields gets the puck behind the net. And now Patrick picks it up, and he's going to go for slashing. And I have to say, I definitely agree with that call. That was a little... They've let some things go here in this period, but that one's egregious.
Looking straight up like a lumberjack there. Just knocked the lumber right out of the French Rivers player's hands.
So we'll see the Voodoos on the penalty kill here. And one thing I was just going to expand on with Russo, I've said it before when French River's in town, but with Russo and Caleb Dawson on the Voodoos and Jesse Lefebvre on the Rapids, they have the full line here of what was arguably the most dangerous line for the North Bay U18 Trappers last year, who won the Great North U18 League, as those three combined to be very deadly for the for the Trappers last season. Puck thrown on net. Kicked aside by Wilcox, and now the Voodoos get it all the way down the ice. Jesse Lefebvre, Caleb Dawson, also draft picks of the North Bay Battalion. Lefebvre a couple of years ago in the OHL priority selection. Dawson in this year's U18 selection is now skating in with some speed to the Rapids. Schulist had the puck knocked off his stick by Ricci. Another chance. Lemke gets to it, flips it down the ice. Carr stopped it up a little bit, but not enough as it's all the way down into French River territory. A minute 15 left on the power play here for French River. Sturge picks it up. The puck down the ice, hit a stick, nearly came out of play.
Already a minute gone on this penalty, and if you want an instructional video on how to kill a penalty, this first minute of this penalty kill has been it for the Voodoos.
Absolutely looking solid right now on the penalty kill. Down the ice, French River. Schneider threw it across the ice. Sturge gets to it, sends it back to the point, but it's kept in. Another chance, another save by Wilcox, as that was the dangerous chance there for French River. All alone in the slot with a backhanded chance, and Wilcox making the stop on that one. I think that's Melsness who got robbed there.
I may have spoken too soon. That was a great play. Great play at the blue line by the Rapid defenseman to keep the puck in. Played it down low to, I believe you're right, it was Melness, and flicked it on net, but Wilcox with a beautiful save.
Back to the point, kept in by French River again off the draw. Rapids skating around. Good chance, cross ice, couldn't get the shot away. Fanning on the shot at the point was Clayton as the puck came back out to him. Voodoos keeping the puck to the outside. Now Turner gets to it, flips it down. 20 seconds remain on the man advantage now for French River. Dyer out to play the puck, leaves it for his man Clayton. Clayton down the ice. Gets it over to his man. Another chance, was looking for the tip pass. Now Grushichev with it. Over cross ice. That one's turned aside. And now
playing some soccer there.
Yeah. And now Ricci's going to be well offside as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here. As he tried to shovel the puck from behind as he crossed the blue line. Lemke with it to Rotundo in the Voodoo zone. Battle along the near side wall behind the net. Shields tries to get a piece of it. Rotundo with it. Good to see Rotundo back out there with 17. He had to wear 15 last weekend as he had a malfunction with the jersey. Smetham gains the blue line, leaves it for Lemke. Lemke, nifty little play to gain some room, but then he blows a tire, and we'll have to go back after it. Puck rolling in on Wilcox. That'll bring us to our mid-period break here on the front line with 5:57 left in the first period. Still no score between the Powassan Voodoos and French River Rapids, and we'll be back on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex. We touched on it a little bit, but the Trappers and the Trapper Rapids, as they're called on our sheet here, lots of former Trappers on the Rapids, including Abram Snyder, Nolan Mason, Jesse Lefebvre, who we mentioned, and Jacob McGill. Rapids assistant coach Sheldon Mason is also a former Trappers AAA coach. So, and then we talk about the Voodoos, well, Caleb Dawson, Justin Russo, Cameron Lemke, the list goes on of former Trappers. So if you're a local player playing, AA or AAA hockey, you got to know people are watching you.
The list runs deep. Obviously, there's a lot of local talent around here, and it's evident here in this game.
Very evident indeed. Again, 0-0, and I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Brad Brooks. 5:57 left in this first period.
Not quite the game that I expect. I always seem to come in expecting a high-scoring game, and then I get the exact opposite, but it's always entertaining. This is just some back-and-forth action despite the lack of scoring so far.
Well, the last time you were here was a 9-6 game. Maybe it'll be a 1-0, 2-1 game here today.
We're due.
Dubois threw the puck behind him and hit a skate and nearly came out front. Now the puck back for Thompson. Flips it over for McMillan. McMillan looking again for Thompson. Puck out front. And a good defensive play negates that chance to Dubois. Back to the point. Viz with it. Viz flips it in. And now French River once again has possession. Can't get it out though. McClellan keeps it in. Near side, French River with possession in their own zone. Chips it off the boards and down. McClellan chasing after it. That won't go for icing. As McMillan gets to it now on the far side. But it's not out for French River. Puck flipped behind the net. Viz with it. Look to make a pass cross ice. It hit Triel out, and he brings it back in. Now French River once again. Shot high, blocked away by Wilcox. Viz skates around behind the net. Gets it back to McClelland. McClelland. Well, that looked like if he was sitting next to the green and was looking to chip it on, that would be about one of the best chip shots I've seen, but instead he misses the glass and flips it into the netting there, so he can't do that. That's out of play, and we'll get a stoppage here.
It was about 2 feet from the board to somehow get that over the glass and into the net, the meshing there. So
he can play.
That's impressive.
He can play on my best ball team any day.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's sign him up.
Absolutely. McClelland chasing after the puck, gets it for McMillan. McMillan hits it off the boards and down the ice. Now DuBroy in a foot race. DuBroy picks it up, takes a sharp angle shot, hit the post, and bounced out front. Dyer didn't know where that had gone when it bounced off the post, and it took a really weird bounce, missing him somehow.
Kind of went through him. I think it went under his arm and hit that post and out the other side.
Yeah. Voodoos coming oh so close there to breaking the ice. Now near side for Beatty. Beatty throws it cross ice, flipped over Dawson though and out of the zone. Now French River having possession again. Stringer with the shot. Another chance, good save by Wilcox. Viz up for Sturge. Sturge leads the rush. Down the ice, Jaden Sturge stops up, throws that one in deep. Dawson chasing after it, but French River gets to it. Good chance there, sharp angle. Negated by French River and flipped right back down into Voodoos territory. Ricci picking it up far side corner. Now behind the net. Comes out from behind the net and gets a little nifty dangle there to get around his man and goes for a bit of a skate. Ricci boxed out into the corner but still has the puck. Now he comes around behind the net. Patrick battling for it. Puck comes back out. Rotundo keeps it in. Turner flips it in deep. Shields going after it. Back for Patrick. But the Voodoos take the puck out of their own zone. And now a good foot race there by Jansa. That will result in a penalty, though, against the Voodoos. But Jansa coming out of nowhere with some speed nearly got a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and I don't think he intended to trip the Voodoos player there. I think he was reaching for the puck and just happened to catch Carson Reese's skate as he was picking up the puck.
Well, the Voodoos now will get their first power play opportunity here with 3:05 left in this first period. And I call it out every time, but we've met again, my old nemesis, the stanchion that covers up the power play clock. All I can tell you is that 2 minutes is on the clock, and I can tell you the minute. That's about it.
That's all we need to know.
Lemke in for the draw on the near side. It's won back by French River, but Patrick with the extra man is going to get there first. Now the puck just held up against the boards, battling for it. Lemke gets it back for Shields. Shields cross ice for Case. Case back to Shields. Shields in deep for Lemke. Lemke out front for Patrick, and they score! The Powassan Voodoos are in flight as Ryan Patrick snuck it over Dyer's blocker. It's 1-0 Voodoos on the power play.
Well, and I got to give Cameron Lemke a lot of credit on this one because he loses the initial draw. And in the offensive zone, when you lose that draw, you better get on your horse. And he gets down in the corner, he wins the puck battle, he gets that puck back, gets it back to his point. Voodoos cycle it, and next thing you know, it's down in front. Ryan Patrick ends up with the puck on the doorstep, and it's in the back of the net.
Ryan Patrick's 10th gets us going here with 2:45 left in this first period. Voodoos again on the power play. Makes it 1-0. Lemke tries to get past all of his man. Grushnichev just sends it the other way. And now Sturge gets to it. Sturge behind the net to Case. Up for Smetham. Smetham leaves it out for Case. Case had his pocket picked though. Grushnichev, sharp angle as a body goes flying, and there will be a delayed penalty here against the Voodoos. Koulis back out. Now it's down the ice as the extra skater comes in. It's Stringer. Gives it over for Koulis. It's all the way down to French River territory. Puck down the ice. That will go for icing as Wilcox plays it. However, that will stop it now for... And now they're giving the goal to Caden DuBroy, who wasn't even on the ice for the power play.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. I'm sure they'll make that correction. We clearly saw Patrick shoot that puck. But, yeah, the French River Rapids will end up with a chance to even things up immediately here on the power play. with 2:05 left in the period and 2 minutes or less on the clock for the Penland.
With 2 minutes, yeah, as you said, 2 minutes left, or 2 minutes or less. Look at you, Brad, beating me to everything. Sharp angle, good chance there. Clayton took a hard shot, and now the puck behind the net is wrapped up there. Battle on the end wall. Comes away out front. Good chance there. They just put that wide. Nothing was happening there for a few seconds, and then out of nowhere, the Rapids with a great chance.
I think Wilcox got a piece of that. What a save.
Another chance, sharp angle. And it's tied up at 1 here as Rapids score from the goal line practically. Make that a 1-0 game on a goal by Mason.
So I immediately talk up Wilcox, and then on a gorgeous save on a slot chance, and then lets one in from below the goal line. I think that squeaked between his pads, and he's definitely going to want that one back.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna be a nightmare for sure that he's gonna think about later tonight. Mason's 9th of the season.
That's a bit of a softie for sure. So now we've got a tie game with a minute and a half to go.
Shots on goal now favoring French River, 11-9.
They trade PPGs.
They do. In fantasy hockey, that's what we call it drawing even on that one. Minute 13 left here. Mason with the tying goal. As you mentioned, now French River 1 for 2. The Voodoos 1 for 1 on the man advantage. And we'll have to see if specialty teams plays more of a factor here moving forward.
Well, so far that's the only way either of these teams can get on the board. So.
Thompson for McMillan, another chance. Is behind Dyer. He made the save. And now they can't find it as Dyer rolls back and lays on it.
Dyer looked really awkward there. He started doing snow angels. He was not sure where that puck was, and he just felt awkward, so he just laid down and hoped it was under him.
Yeah, no, I thought he made a pretty solid save, but then immediately his body language told us that he didn't know where the puck was.
Sometimes you can make a solid save, but just not know where the puck ends up.
Face-off 1, back for Dubroy. Dubroy tried to throw the puck out front. And now the puck's down for Sturge as we're into the final minute. Sturge losing the puck to Schulist. Schulist flipping it right back in. Nearly chipped it in on Wilcox. Now comes out for McMillan. McMillan down the ice. Puck comes back to the forward as number 10 goes for a skate. Sharp angled shot turned aside by Dyer into the corner. Now in for Thompson on the side. Thompson battling for possession. Comes out for McMillan. McMillan goes around behind the net. Tried to get it out front for Thompson. We're now down the Ricci with a nifty move there as he tried to get past his man. Now Thompson. Thompson walks in, takes a shot. Dyer with a big save. As Ricci nearly got in on a nifty move and then nearly got taken out. 14.5 seconds left on the clock. And Chase Thompson was very complimentary to the goaltender of French River, saying he started as the third stringer when Thompson was there. And he, had some growing pains while he was there, but now Thompson says he's one of the toughest goalies in the league to beat. So
he's paid his dues and he's worked his way up.
Yeah, high praise from Chase Thompson.
That is high praise. Chase Thompson's a heck of a player.
Hometown hero. In for Patrick. Patrick looking out front. Comes to Lefebvre. Lefebvre's just going to send it back to the point. Ricci with a last second chance. And we'll get our stoppage of the period there. It's 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. Shots all knotted up at 11 apiece now as well. So, Brad, before we go to our intermission, what's your final thoughts on that first period?
You know what? For lack of scoring, this has been a very exciting game. There's been, like we said, the shots are even. The goals are even. There's been chances either way. I think Braden Viz has been the best player on the ice, our player to watch, actually, for the Voodoos. I think he's been the best player on the ice tonight for the Voodoos so far.
He's looked very solid in his Voodoos debut for sure. And as for that, we'll have to see if he continues to be solid for Powassan. Number 6 in your programs at home. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Brad Brooks. We'll be back on the other side of this intermission.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
And we welcome you back into the Powassan Sportsplex for the start of the second period. Moments away between the Powassan Voodoos and French River Rapids. I'm Courtney Kenny. Pleased to be joined by Brad Brooks. And a quick recap of your goal scoring in that one. Ryan Patrick with his 10th got the Voodoos off and running on the power play. And then moments later, Nolan Mason with his 9th responding for French River on their power play, Brad. And a tight period, but exciting period for all involved.
Well, here's my thing, Courtney. I'm kind of new to the NOJHL this year in that, I've never really watched much action at this level before, and we all kind of love watching the standings on the NOJHL website this year.
It's Ben Sargent's favorite game.
That's it, and you kind of see the disparity between a lot of the teams, right? The teams at the top are really at the top, and then the teams at the bottom are way down there.
Unless you're in the West.
Right. So you kind of come in a lot of times with expectations, and you expect, okay, well, the Voodoos might run away with this one and run away with it early. This has been a great game so far. The first 20 minutes, this has been fun hockey to watch.
A lot of fun hockey indeed, and speaking of fun hockey, there's a lot of it happening today in the NOJHL. Also, quick update on the North Bay Battalion before we get into that. It's 2-2 there between the Troops and the Erie Otters down in Erie, Pennsylvania. At the end of the first period, the Elliott Lake Vikings, Braden Viz's former team, are up 3-1. 3-1 after 20 minutes of play. At the start of the second period, the Hearst Lumberjacks and Kirkland Lake Gold Miners are up 1. Hearst is up 1-0 over Kirkland Lake. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. At the end of 20 minutes, Blind River and the Sioux Thunderbirds are tied at 0-0. Iroquois Falls Storm and Timmins midway through the first. There's no score there. And between Greater Sudbury and the Sioux Eagles, no score there midway through the first as well. And just got an update from Harrison from the Garrison in the corner, who's letting us know how things are going. Apparently, Braden Viz has done enough to impress after 20 minutes of play that he's moving on up to a pairing with Alex Case.
You know, it's not very often you see a player that plays well enough that he earns promotion in his first game, mid-game. He definitely did enough in that first period. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see him get a few more minutes here as we go along.
Absolutely fantastic play so far by Braden Viz. If you want to see a great play of him boxing out Schultz, head on over to the Frontline pod and check out our story. Harrison down in the corner with a great angle of it, especially slow-mo. And, that's definitely one for the highlight books if you're a defender. You got to be a different type of person to be a defenseman because, you're not all about goals and assists and points. You're looking to want to make, great defensive plays. And if I'm a defender, that's something I'm going to put up on my highlight reel.
Not only do you not get to be as creative offensively as maybe you'd like, but you're also the one who gets to shoulder a lot of the blame when your team gets scored on, right? So you got to have a little bit thicker skin if you're a defenseman as well. Absolutely, and goaltenders as well. I remember when I was a kid and I wanted to be a goalie really badly. My parents were like, do you really want to be the one that takes the blame for everything? And I was like, yeah. And then I grew up, and now I try to deny the blame onto everyone else.
Don't give me that responsibility now.
Yeah. As we're going to get underway here moments from now, it's 1-1 between the French River Rapids and the Powassan Voodoos. In this period, the Rapids in their road whites are going right to left. The Voodoos in their home greens are going left to right as we are underway officially. French River Tries to tip it in. That's Stringer now. Lefebvre with a head of steam. Boxed out again by Viz. What a great play there by number 6 in your programs in his first game here in Powassan.
Continues to impress.
Great play keeping Lefebvre and the puck away from the front of the net. As negating a good chance there as French River through the first 14 seconds of this one coming out strong. I know it's only 14 seconds, but that was an impressive play by the Rapids.
And if he doesn't make it, Lefebvre's got a breakaway for French River right off the hop.
Schneider with a hard shot, blocked by Shields, and now back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre flips it in behind the net. Puck comes back around and flipped back to the point. Carr with a shot. That one's blocked, goes wide. Turner battling for the puck. Puck jumping everywhere over the stick of Case and into the corner. Now around the other side for Case. Case back for Viz. Viz tried to find Shields. It was just out of his reach. Schneider flips it right back into Voodoos territory. Now Case with the puck. Case to Patrick. Patrick lost it and it was flipped right back into Voodoos territory. All clean ice so far through the first minute and 5 seconds in French River's end. Ice starting to get a little bit dirty down here in the Voodoos zone as the puck down for McCarthy. McCarthy breaks in, takes a shot. Dyer kicks save into the corner and it's into the meshing and out of play.
Over a minute into this second period, and that was the first time that the Voodoos actually crossed center, let alone the French River blue line. And quick shot on net, but Dyer tips it up over the glass and out of play. So we'll have an offensive zone draw for the Voodoos here.
Voodoos winning the draw. Back behind the net for McCarthy. McCarthy nearly lost the handle of it. Now Lemke flips it right back around behind the net. Smetham tries to come away with it. Battling for it. McCarthy in there as well. McCarthy out front. Lemke with a good chance. Good save there by Dyer. Another chance for Lemke. Turned aside by Dyer. Two great chances there by Powassan. Lemke still with possession. Tried to flip it to Ricci, but the puck down the ice for Rotundo. Rotundo stopped what could have been an odd man rush for the Rapids. And it's flipped right back into Rapids territory. McGill near side. Sends it down the ice. Ricci with it. Down the ice. Treel out with it. And he just chips that one off the neutral boards. And down the ice, Rotundo over for Ricci. Ricci back for Rotundo. Rotundo, his pass hit a stick, and Burke comes away with it. As now is a 2-on-1, but that's going to go for a hand pass as Burke grabbed it with his glove and flipped it over ever so slightly to his teammate.
Looked like he was. Looked like he might have gotten the stick on that to actually negate the hand pass, but the linesman seems to think otherwise. So.
17:37 left in the second period as we're just under 2.5 minutes gone in the middle frame. Dawson or McMillan with the puck. McClellan with a giveaway out front. Couldn't get a shot away. McClellan doing a good job to negate his mistake on a great defensive play. Rapids with another chance. 2 quick chances there for French River. McMillan with the puck now.
And Cameron Jantz is a guy you can't leave alone in front like that, so that was a great play to recover.
McMillan was looking for Dubroy, who had a step, but he ended up being way ahead of the puck and offside, so he couldn't play the pass as it got to him. Thompson chasing after it in the Rapids zone, taking off the puck. Now the puck to Zemaitis, near side. Back over for Zemaitis. Zemaitis in the corner. Flipping it down the ice, finds Schulist. Schulist takes a shot. Good kick saved by Wilcox. Far side. Jansa with it. Loses possession to Thompson. Now McMillan looking down the ice. Good pass up for Dubroy. Dubroy walking in. Dubroy with a chance. Stopped by Dyer. Great save by the goaltender. And a great chance there by 21 for the Voodoos.
Great offensive opportunity cutting in off the right wing by Dubroy, and he's met by Dyer there on that save.
Great chance for Dubroy to just kind of muscle his way to the front.
Did he ever?
And now puck back into Voodoos territory, kept in by the Rapids as Powassan trying to get it out of the zone. Flipped back in, puck knocked away, and going the other way is Beatty. Voodoos with numbers if they hurry. Beatty Out front looking for Dawson. Dawson turned to try to get it to Russo, but Russo was right next to him.
One too many passes and too many Voodoo players in tight there.
Clayton, sharp angle chance. Missed the net there. Beatty tries to flip it down. Dawson now in a foot race for the puck. Chasing after it as the puck right back out to the neutral zone. Beatty trying to get to it. Viz gets to it. Viz passes blocked by Clayton. Chance out front. Wilcox has it in his pads. And now the whistle comes, so the goaltender with the stoppage of play.
Well, and a couple of Rapids players hacking away at Wilcox there, and that's going to draw a bit of a crowd there before the officials have to come in and break it up.
Well, these two teams play against each other quite a bit, so you got to think that the rivalry is alive and well.
Yeah, and you got to figure that they don't really care for each other too much either after seeing each other this many times.
Yeah, no doubt.
Has French River beaten Voodoos this year?
They have in a shootout.
Okay, there you go.
In French River. That is a delayed offside against the Voodoos, so they'll have to regroup here with French River having possession. Going through a skate. There might have been a bit of a slash there, but no call coming. Mason with the puck. Mason knocked off the puck, but still makes a pass. Just couldn't find his man. Ricci tried to get around Grushachev, but now the puck back into Voodoo's territory. Rotundo with it. Far side. Ricci to Shields. Shields looks up for Patrick. Patrick just gets a piece of it, and it's into Rapids territory. Flipping the puck down the ice. That will go for icing if Rotundo beats it out. He does. So the Voodoos now will get an offensive zone draw.
Slightly different bit of a pace that we're seeing to the start of the second period here. Through the first 5 minutes, both teams seem to be struggling coming through the neutral zone a little bit. Not really able to gain the zone and set up and sustain any sort of pressure yet.
Yeah, both teams just kind of taking their chances when they can and then turning around to regroup.
Lemke had the 1 point blank chance in the slot, but David Parker of the Rapids did a good job of preventing a second chance.
McCarthy going for a skate right around the perimeter. Good chance there. Knocked on Dyer. The rebound sat there. Another chance out front. Lemke tried to bat it in. Now McCarthy and a big save by Dyer as the goaltender playing excellent here against the Voodoos. The Voodoos, you just talked about Lemke getting some good chances. Well, look at that. It's that line again.
Had an open net, but I guess he won't be trying out for the local baseball team this coming summer.
He'd still do a better job than I would.
I mean, that's true. That's I don't know that that's saying much, though, Courtney.
Oh, the pain in my heart, Brad.
I've seen you swing the bat, and it's not pretty, but you know what, man? You got a lot of heart. You try real hard.
I appreciate that.
Gotta respect that.
You're trying to save it, but I don't know if you can, but I do appreciate it. As the chance from the point from McClellan is out of play. Souvenir there for a fan. Good little Christmas present under your tree this year.
As we're 10 days away from the big day.
Yeah, don't remind me. I still have plenty of shopping to do.
I still got all my shopping to do.
2-on-1 for the Voodoos. Good save by Wilcox. As the Rapids tried to get one there. The goaltender with a good shoulder save. Zemaitis. Throws the puck cross ice. Back to Zemaitis. Given away now. Smetham in. Alone. Smetham with a good chance. And he just nearly, he almost Peter Forsberg that on a puck that rolled off his stick.
Unintentional,
I was going to say,
handle,
yeah. But the puck stays out. It's still a 1-1 game.
It's like the Kucherov almost.
Yeah. Thompson nearly taken down. Couldn't quite get to the puck as now is near side. Case chasing after it. It's back to DuBroy. DuBroy for his buddy Viz. Viz up the ice now for Thompson. Thompson walks in. He scores! Chase Thompson, the hometown hero. And Braden Viz with his first point in Voodoo's green. As Thompson gets his 14th of the season on an absolute snipe past Brady Dyer.
Gorgeous shot coming in on the left wing. And like you said, first career point as a Voodoo for Viz. A beautiful pass through the neutral zone up to him. And yeah, like you said, what a snipe right under the glove of Dyer. 2-1 Voodoos.
Great play by Chase Thompson. And funny, you know, Jacob Terrian comes on the podcast for the Battalion a couple of weeks ago, gets into a bit of a heated fight, gets a goal.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's the podcast. Chase Thompson comes on the podcast, he gets a goal.
What an absolute gorgeous shot Thompson made there.
Wow. Absolutely. Not saying it's the podcast, but there's a common theme here.
I'm thinking it's the podcast.
Well, I got to get something after I've told him a terrible baseball player. No. Turner twisting and turning. Tries to get the puck on net, but now it's out for Viz again. Case. Now back.
I can't say much. I'm no Shohei Ohtani with the bat either.
Well, nobody's making $2 million a year right now to play baseball for the Dodgers.
That's true.
And then getting $68 million a year for 9 years after his contract's over. I'm sorry. Am I mad about that still? 100%.
Are we a little bitter?
Yeah. Last Friday, man, at this time, we were having the time of our life.
As
Thompson.
we were watching, tracking his flight.
Yeah. Back for Rotundo. Rotundo with a shot. Good block there by McGill. Rotundo flips that one in near side for Thompson. Back in now for Patrick. Patrick for Ricci. Ricci sends it around behind the net to Thompson. Out front, Dubroy tried to get a shot away. Saved by Dyer. Now Rotundo walks in. Takes the shot. Was looking for a tip maybe. As the puck just kept in. No, they say offside. So the Voodoos will have to regroup on that one.
Heck of an effort by Mason Rotundo to keep that in, but it just got out by about an inch. So.
Yeah. Now for Thompson, another chance. Stopped by Dyer. Good stop there on a good shot by Thompson.
Chase Thompson buzzing, looking for another one already.
He is indeed. I mean, when he gets going, he's one of the best players in this league.
Well, his release, I mean, find me someone else in the Voodoos who's got a release like that. Like, he lets go of it, and it flies, man. That
It
puck
does.
can move.
Rafe Smith has a pretty good release.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you score a goal in the OHL, it's clear you got a good shot. Cameron Lemke with a great shot. A few of the guys have some good shots, but Chase Thompson's sneaky.
Yeah.
That's what gets you. Now Dawson out front takes a shot, and that one was blocked. Caleb Dawson looking to add to Gloy's goal total. Now Russo, far side. It's out front. Dawson tried to bat it in. Couldn't get a chance on it.
He almost got a shoulder on it. He's looking for his 5th of the year. That was a good chance.
Yeah, I think if he's looking for something under his Christmas tree this year, a couple of goals might be it. Beatty into the zone. Out front now. Dawson walks in. Good save by Dyer. Second chance. Side of the net. As number 12 in green looking great on this shift. This whole line has looked great all game long.
This might be the best shift I've seen Dawson play in a while, yeah.
Sturge, far side. Gets the puck down to the neutral zone for McCarthy. Look, another neck guard on the ice.
That's the 4th or 5th neck guard I've seen on the ice in the last 2 games.
McCarthy blows a tire and leads to a chance for the Rapids as he took out Jansen when he blew his tire in the neutral zone. And now the puck on the far side. Jansen keeps it in. Now to the near side, McCarthy. Voodoos with numbers go across the line. McCarthy fanning on his shot. In tight. Has a backhand chance kicked aside by Dyer. Puck coming out to Lemke, who just tried to golf at it. But he couldn't get it to stay in. Delayed offside there for against the Voodoos as Burke sends the puck down the ice.
Only had a couple of stoppages. This period is flying by.
It is indeed just over 10 minutes left in the second period. 2-1 Voodoos on a gorgeous goal by Chase Thompson minutes ago. Case with the puck. Far side to Viz. Viz throws the puck down the ice. Was looking for a tip in, but he got back to the Rapids. Mason. Near side. Zemaitis. Hard hit thrown across the ice.
And the neck guard on the ice breaks up the cross ice pass.
They'll take it.
Best defender out there right now.
Near side. Clayton with the shot. Missed the net. And the puck's going to hit the boards and go all the way down the ice for Zemaitis to chase after it. Dyer had to play it briefly as he chips it back behind his net. Zemaitis fanning on his pass. Now he picks it back up in his own zone. Zemaitis finding Grushchev. Finds his man in the middle of the ice. Couldn't get a shooting lane though. No, as Zemaitis with a good stick by Dubroy. Another chance. Gloved down by Wilcox. And that'll bring us to our mid-period break here on the front line. Courtney Kenny and Brad Brooks. It's 2-1 for the Powassan Voodoos here in the second period. Shots on goal also 24-16 in favor of the Voodoos, and we'll be back right after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Courtney Kenny and Brad Brooks here bringing you all the Powassan Voodoos action on Flow Hockey and the front line on YouTube as well. Mike Brown, our camera operator, and Harrison Clements doing all the social media at the front line getting some great clips on our story as well. And Brad, I know we touched on it very briefly, and it's not hockey, but we just saw an example. We were talking about Shohei Ohtani. We just saw how stupid that contract is because they go and make a trade for Tyler Glasnow and sign him for all this money for 5 years.
You know, I'm really excited for the MLB to institute a hard salary cap and rules around contracts like that, just so we can stop seeing 2 or 3 teams get all of the players and all the other teams get none of them.
Yep.
As a bitter Jays fan.
I mean, there's nothing against Ohtani making his decision.
Right.
I agree, 100%. He's free to do so. I'm still going to boo him if I ever see him in person. But,
100%, yeah.
You know, good for you. That's the whole point of free agency is you get that right.
And he wanted to stay in Southern California, obviously.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that the Jays were even in the mix is a good show of how the Blue Jays are viewed in the industry. But to have people come out and say that it would have been a mistake for the league if he came to Toronto is a slap in the face. And also a slap in the country's face.
Yeah.
And also, you know, just the way the contract is structured is a slap in the face of all of MLB.
Well, the way that it's structured, has 90-something% of the contract being paid to him after he's done playing.
Yeah.
And I just think it's silly because, then it allows you to have the best player in the game for essentially nothing and then go out and really just keep adding to your team.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem fair.
Nope. I'm angry. On the bright side, though, we've got a great hockey game in front of us. 2-1 for the Voodoos so far halfway through this one. Actually, 21 minutes and 10 seconds into this one if we want to be precise. As we're back underway with Tucker Shields getting the puck.
Maybe we'll save the rest of our Ohtani rant for the next 3-2 count.
Oh, I could go. That'll be like a 3-hour long episode, I tell you. Carr chasing after it. Back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre flipping it right back into Voodoos territory. Viz first on that. Back to the point. Another chance stopped by Wilcox. Speaking of podcasts, you've been a busy bee this fall with the NFLA.
I have been, and we're loving doing it. We're 11 episodes in now. And, I mean, if anyone out there listening loves NFL football and loves hearing a couple guys that happen to know a thing or two about it, talk about it, tune in, the NFLA. You can find us on the Frontline.
Yeah, great to have you, and great to have a football and broaden our horizons, a football podcast.
And Courtney, you've been on an episode. So.
Yeah, you got me on at, like, the wrong time because that was the beginning of all the bad stuff for the Bills, and then it got worse, and now it's getting better somehow, so...
Have to have you back on again when they squeak into the playoffs.
Back in front for Smetham. He couldn't quite get the shot away. I got to tell you, I love everything going on with the Chiefs this week because of the Bills. Shot out front of the net is in somehow. The Rapids got a sharp angle shot that beat Wilcox. And Reese Smetham says, I can do you one better. It's now a 3-1 hockey game on Smetham's 9th of the season. Somehow finding his way past Dyer.
That one was a little different because Smetham, the one that the Rapids scored was along the ice and through the legs of Wilcox, but this one Smetham kind of chipped up and I think it went off the back of the arm of Dyer and in.
Yeah, everyone was kind of stunned there for a few seconds, trying to figure out what just happened.
I think the ref even took a second to figure it out.
Yeah. Puck back into Voodoos territory. Jansa with it. Beatty with it. And now coming away with it is Sturge over for his man. Finds another shot. And that was Dawson with another chance. And that one's just wide and high of the net. But yeah, I got to say, like I was saying just before that goal, I love the fallout of the Bills-Chiefs game this past week. Because not only are the Bills on the right side of things for once, but man, I used to have so much respect for Patrick Mahomes. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's this generation's Brady.
He was a little whiny. I don't think I've ever seen him react like that on the sideline to the officials like that. He was pretty livid, and I've never seen him like that. It has been nice to see.
I'll finish my thoughts on that on the next whistle. As we're back underway now. Dawson with a shot. Dyer
here it is.
Covering that up. So the thing about it, and I watched Aaron Rodgers talk about this with the Pat McAfee show, and I agree. I don't mind what he did on the sidelines so much. It's the handshake with Josh Allen, and then the whining in the media afterwards about it. And Andy Reid as well.
Well, you can't whine like that like you don't get 90% of the calls in your favor like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. shot back in, batted back in, and as an Eagles fan, you know all about. I mean, to be fair, that was holding in the Super Bowl last year, but as you know, he can't go and say, oh, these calls affect the game like that in the last minute, and then, well, you won a Super Bowl because of one of those calls.
Well,
but
it was a questionable hold at best, and it was a call that hadn't been made all game, and then all of a sudden you're making it on the last play of the game. I don't know.
But the thing that's different, I can't remember, is we're getting a little bit of rough stuff after the whistle here. Last thing I'll say about football all game long. The thing about it is I can't remember the player on the Eagles who did the holding, but right afterwards she's like, yeah, I messed up. Whereas Mahomes, like, I get he's going to bat for his guy, but he was offside.
Yeah, he was.
The bad mark on the league, though, that
the
really
rules
helps.
Are clear.
Well, that's it. But the thing that really hurts or helps Mahomes and hurts the league is Waddle's on Monday Night Football.
Right.
That wasn't called, right? So puck back to Rotundo. Takes another shot. Dyer makes the save there. We really get off topic a lot on the front line. I mean, this week Ben Sargent and I are comparing Kiss albums to the Beatles, Zeppelin, and Rolling Stones. We're supposed to be a hockey podcast, but here we are.
Here we are talking football when we're supposed to be calling a hockey game, but
yeah,
there's been a lot of stoppages here, so in our defense.
Rotundo takes a hit from Clayton, throws across ice. Rapids with possession once again. Mason down the ice finds his man Clayton. Clayton, sharp angle, missed the net. Good chance there for the Rapids. And now Rotundo battling for it right in front of Rapids bench. Puck down into Voodoos territory. Ricci playing the puck. Tried to find his man up the ice. That's Dubroy. Dubroy has speed to burn as he chases after, gets the puck. Sharp angle shot, or rather sharp angle bounce, as the puck was knocked off Dubroy's stick and right on Dyer, making the save. Now McMillan with possession. McMillan behind the net, looking for a passing lane. Keeps holding on to it, leaves it in the near side. Thompson, cross ice looking for McMillan. McMillan tried to get the puck out front to Dubroy, and now it comes out for the Rapids. 14 minutes gone here in this second period. McMillan in the neutral zone. Losing the handle of it to Clayton. And now Grushishev with the puck comes in. Good save there by Wilcox. Puck flipped back out. And a good chance there, but Wilcox finds the loose puck in front of his net and covers it up.
And the Voodoos are doing a really good job this period of just not letting the Rapids get in and set anything up offensively. They've had a few shots, but there's not really any point in this period where you've been able to say, hey, the Rapids have been able to establish some pressure here, right? They haven't been able to get into the Voodoos zone for any length of time. And when Wilcox has had made a save, he's made it. So.
Yeah, the Rapids were doing great at creating pressure in the first period. Mm-hmm. As you said, not so much here.
Yep.
As they do have some pressure now. As the puck flipped in on
Whoa.
Wilcox, took a bounce off a tip, but the goaltender still got a piece of it. Case.
It's a great little reactionary glove save.
He's looking down the ice for Shields. That won't go for icing. And great reactionary save as well. Viz keeping the puck in. Throws it in looking for Shields. However, the puck does come out. Turner with it. Turner flips it right back around behind the net. And now the Rapids have the puck with 5 minutes left here in the second period. 3-1 Voodoos lead. 2 goals coming in this period for Powassan. The period started knotted up at 1. Puck on the near side corner. Lemke battling for the puck along with Case. Stringer as well in there for the Rapids. As the puck flipped right back around behind the net. Viz getting to it. Viz twisting and turning. Made a nice little move to get around his man, and then the pass hit a stick and went out of play. So we'll get a stoppage of play here against the Voodoos in the Voodoo zone.
Yeah, the Viz outlet pass hit the stick of Stringer and into the netting, and again, he continues to impress. That was a gorgeous little play he made behind his own net to lose his check and to create some space for himself in his own defensive zone. Braden Viz, unbelievable debut in a Voodoos uniform.
Very impressive so far indeed. Schullis throws the puck out front. Couldn't find his man, is now going the other way is McCarthy. McCarthy back for Ricci. Good shot on net, kicked aside by Dyer. Smetham with the puck, the most recent goal scorer, takes another shot. Blocked aside by the goaltender Dyer. Far side. French River clears it. Rotundo gets to it, throws it right back in. Dyer kicks it into the corner. There's now Rotundo and Schullis exchanging some words. As there was a big hit there after the play of Rotundo throwing the puck back in. Have to keep an eye on those two for the rest of the game.
Exchanged words and a couple of shots.
Yeah, things might be getting heated out there. 'Tis the season of caring and compassion unless you're out on the ice for 60 minutes.
That's correct.
Going back in now for Russo. Russo out front. Dawson scores!
So pretty.
What a tic-tac-toe play there from Beattie to Russo, then Dawson. As Caleb Dawson is 5th of the season. As we talked about, he's probably looking for a couple of goals underneath that Christmas tree. And what I've heard a lot of when it comes to Caleb Dawson is the pucks just find him.
That's exactly how you draw that play up, too. You come in on the left side and cross-ice pass to find your guy streaking down the right side. Cross to the middle. Dawson waiting right there for the tap-in. Gorgeous goal.
Yeah, great play by that whole line. Everybody on the ice getting a bit in on the action on that one if you're in green. Now Dubroy skates back in. Puck kept in, but only momentarily, as now French River going the other way. Clayton to Mason. Puck back to the blue line, kept in by Zemaitis. Back in. Now Sturge gets to it. There's a Voodoos player down behind the play. No call coming on that as Dyer's out to play. Brad, you saw that one better than I did, so at the next stoppage I'll get you to kind of explain what's going on. Clayton walks in, takes a shot. Wilcox didn't know where it was, and now the puck right in front of the goaltender. Dubroy gets to it, though. Dubroy down the ice. Zemaitis. He's going to have McMillan blow by him. McMillan with a shot. And that one, Dyer got a piece of that one, and it's into the corner. As the play is open, pace of play has opened up considerably here. Wilcox out to play the puck. Gets to his man Viz. Viz down the ice. It hits the side of the boards, and we're going to get a stoppage here for icing. And Brad, what was going on there?
I couldn't see who it was for the Voodoos, but they were about 50 or 60 feet behind the play. Voodoos player and a offensive player for the Rapids got tangled up to the left of goalie Wilcox, and all of a sudden the Voodoos defender goes down like a sack of potatoes. Stick goes flying into the corner, and the way his legs kind of went up in the air, it was just like right out of a cartoon, the way he just went down. It was hilarious, and it looked like he was trying to draw the call. He put his hands up looking for the call. No call on it, obviously, but it was great.
Always fun, something fun to see here at the Powassan Sportsplex. As Viz,
that's dangerous,
makes a hard hit, and now we'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, that's going to draw a crowd for sure.
And that's also going to be a penalty against the defender as well.
I'd be surprised if he's not got a 10-minute misconduct for that one.
As now Viz mixing things up as well as two players, as he's on top of a Rapids player on the ice. Lots of, nobody's able to get them off each other right now. As now finally Viz does get up. And we'll have to see what happens here as the defender's been having himself a heck of a debut for the Voodoos. But now we'll have to see if he's able to stay in the game.
Yeah, he came in with a late cross-check to the back of Matthew Stringer, and Stringer went into the boards kind of awkwardly. I don't know that they're going to call it a hit from behind, but it definitely looked dangerous, and Stringer looked like he was kind of in a vulnerable position on that, which obviously drew a crowd. Everyone on the ice kind of gathered. And bit of a scrum.
Rapids head coach Paul Forshaglio not very happy right now, trying to voice his concern to the referees.
And I think the Voodoos are going to get the lone penalty on that.
I would imagine so. Although we did see Carr go off to the dressing room. Stringer's up, which is good to see. But Carr did go off. He did open up the door and go into the players' hallway back to the dressing room for French River. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Number 13, Tyson Carr, has 11 points through 32 games so far this season. Braden Viz still sitting as of this time in the penalty box. I would imagine a 2 and a 10 probably coming his way.
I'm not sure if he's going to get the 10. Like I said, Stringer seems to be okay, and I don't think he really hit the boards too hard. I think it looked more awkward than it was.
Now the linesman coming in to confer as well.
Definitely might be some offsetting roughing penalties here, though.
We've got a couple of players at center ice looking for an explanation, and now
Viz making his presence known on all facets of the game here tonight for the Voodoos.
Viz is being shown the door.
Yep, there's the 10 for Viz.
Hopefully he's able to come back and it's not a, kick completely out of the game. But yeah, Viz, again, 2 for 10. Lots getting a smattering of applause here as he goes off the ice in what could be the end of his Voodoos debut, but already picking up an assist as well in this one. It's 4-1 Powassan, by the way, if you're just joining us. Couple of crazy little moments here in this past period. This period started, remember, at 1-1.
It did.
Lots of things happening.
And the Voodoos have since really taken control of this game, and you can tell the frustration a certain amount for the Rapids, understandably so. And it's sort of come to a head there in the last couple minutes here of the second. I'm still discussing penalties over here. I'm not really sure.
There's a Voodoos player down at the far side in the corner right now looking to see what's going on.
Looks like Nick Beattie is sitting in the penalty box for the Voodoos at this point. Still no one in the box for the Rapids.
2 minutes on the board, as you mentioned. 2:22 remaining in the second period as well.
Viz might end up being the lone penalized player here for after that whole fracas.
Braden Viz has had himself a heck of a debut. Paul Fichaglio definitely voicing his frustrations a little bit to the referees right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy, I'll tell you that.
2:21 left in the second period. And you hear a lot of things here in Powassan.
Some colorful commentary from the Voodoos faithful here in attendance.
So it looks like we're going to get back underway here. The Voodoos with a lone penalty, as Beattie, like you mentioned, sitting in the box. Likely a 2 and a 10.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to end up being.
We'll have to keep an eye on what Mike Brito announces here. Puck over to Clayton on the near side as we're back underway. Clayton looking for a shooting lane. Walks in. Gets his pass to Stringer. Now back to Clayton with a shot, Wilcox. So, 2 minutes for roughing for Tyson Carr.
2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 minutes for roughing, and a 10-minute misconduct.
2 minutes for roughing, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and 10-minute misconduct for Braden Viz.
There you have it.
And now, shorthanded Lemke down the ice. Leaves it for Patrick. Patrick had the puck knocked off his stick. 1 minute and 20 seconds left here in this second period, or on this penalty, rather. 1 minute 35 left in the second period. Shields battling for it. Gets it back for Case. Case knocked down. Rapids players loving that as the puck is still down at the end wall. Now coming out. French River. Out front. Clayton with the shot. Just put that one wide of the net.
And you don't see him miss many of those.
Burke walks in, takes a hard shot. Lemke was up there to block it, but it did find its way in on Wilcox. Now Clayton. Another chance. Puts that one just wide as it hit a body. Mouth guard on the net ice as well. 35 seconds. And now we're going to get a delayed penalty for, looks like cross-checking here. Will be going against Stringer. So much for that power play opportunity there for French River. As for 35 seconds, we'll have 4-on-4 play. And then the Voodoos will have a power play.
Right at the tail end of that play, we saw Tucker Shields throw a bit of a shoulder into Grishachev's chest, and they exchanged a few words after that, and Grishachev didn't seem to be too happy with that one.
Good news for the Voodoos is Viz is down there still in full equipment. He hasn't taken anything off.
Oh, 100% he wants back in this game. It's counting down the seconds.
56.7 seconds left in this second period. It's 4-1 for the Voodoos. 4-on-4 hockey for 30 seconds. Down the ice now. Schulis gets to it. Schulis with a sharp angled shot. That one hits the blocker of Wilcox and goes out of play.
I don't think that was going to be anywhere close to scoring anyway, but Wilcox did a great job. That's a hard shot from Schulis. That comes in quick at you.
Very hard.
Great job by Wilcox to get a blocker up and to fuck that out of play.
Very hard indeed. And you know what? This type of shots that I wish I could have shot when I played hockey.
Seriously.
Puck out front, McMillan gets to it as he leads the rush down the ice. Takes a shot, kicked aside by Dyer, kept in though by Powassan. Ricci gets it back for McMillan. McMillan try to get around his man in the corner. Good defensive effort there by the Rapids, knocks that one aside. And now the Voodoos are on the power play as Beatty steps back on the ice. Sharp in, missed, or Wilcox may have got a piece of it, but it goes out of play regardless. So we'll get a stoppage here with 16.5 seconds left on the clock.
And it looks like the Voodoos will be on the power play here for a little over a minute to start the third, if they don't score in the last 16.5 seconds of the second here.
Should be about a minute and 4 seconds or so, because I think it was 56 seconds that everything happened.
That's right.
If I remember correctly. I'm not very good with my numbers, though, so.
Hey, math is hard.
Math is hard,
but,
and the old drummer joke is I can only count to 4.
I'm going to trust you on your counting on this one. So.
Thank you. That's not very often that happens, so I'll take the wins where I get them.
That's right.
Puck won by the Voodoos. McCarthy gets to it. Now it's in the near side. Ricci tried to get it down the ice. 7 seconds left, given away. Schulis with a chance. He picked his corner and missed the net on a good chance there by the Rapids penalty killer. As we'll get a final whistle here of the second period. The Voodoos up 4-1 after 40 minutes of play. And before we head to our intermission, Brad, once again, your final thoughts on a very eventful second period.
Well, I think this is definitely a lot more of what we expected to see, and definitely a lot more of the game plan that the Voodoos wanted to employ coming into this game. And obviously we're able to make it work for them in this second period, taking control and with a 3-goal lead heading into the third.
Well, we'll see if they're able to hold on to that 3-goal lead. And they also have a power play to start the third period as well. Voodoos up 4-1 after 40 minutes of play. He's Brad Brooks. I'm Courtney Kenny. We'll be back on the other side of this intermission with more Powassan Voodoos hockey.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Barry! Huh? I told you not to be scaring the customers.
Hey, Barry! Come on in for a bite. And bring Brianna with you.
For only 2 minutes up the hill, where you're only a stranger once.
Ready to embark on an electrifying adventure? Look no further than the Mitsubishi Outlander, available in gas or PHEV, the SUV that redefines excellence. Recently awarded the best midsize utility vehicle in Canada for 2023 by AJAC. This bold and sophisticated SUV delivers advanced performance, safety, and tech, plus peace of mind, with its standard super all-wheel control and the best warranty in the business. With red-hot deals and plenty in stock, your award-winning drive starts with the Mitsubishi Outlander.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Barry! I told you not to be scaring the customers.
Hey, Barry, come on in for a bite. And bring Brianna with you.
For only 2 minutes up the hill, where you're only a stranger once.
Ready to embark on an electrifying adventure? Look no further than the Mitsubishi Outlander, available in gas or PHEV, the SUV that redefines excellence. Recently awarded the best midsize utility vehicle in Canada for 2023 by AJAC. This bold and sophisticated SUV delivers advanced performance, safety, and tech, plus peace of mind with its standard super all-wheel control and the best warranty in the business. With red-hot deals and plenty in stock, your award-winning drive starts with the Mitsubishi Outlander.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the third period here between the Powassan Voodoos and the French River Rapids. And as we look back on the goal scoring in this one, Ryan Patrick got things off to the start, or to the races in the first period with a goal on the power play. And then Nolan Mason moments later, literally a minute and a half later, with his 9th of the season on the power play as well. Chase Thompson in the second period gets his 14th, assisted by Braden Viz, the newcomer. Reese Smetham with his 9th later on in the period. And then Caleb Dawson with his 5th made the game 4-1 heading into the third period. So, Courtney Kenny pleased to be joined by Brad Brooks. That second period a little bit more eventful for Voodoos fans than the first.
A little bit more eventful in more ways than one. Obviously, on the scoreboard, what the Voodoos fans here want to see. But we definitely had a lot more rough stuff, too. We had a couple of maybe questionable hits, and that drew a crowd for sure. So we had some penalties, we had some scrums, we had a little bit of everything there. That was a fun period.
Fun period indeed. As now it's just giving a quick update on the Battalion game. They're down 3-2 to the Erie Otters after 40 minutes of play. Apparently, word is I've heard that Charlie Robertson got run over and taken out of the game in the second period.
Uh-oh.
So I assume Mike McIver's getting, former Powassan Voodoo right there, getting some ice time there in that one. As the Battalion are going to be unexpectedly with Dom DiVincentis back. They thought he was going to be going away to the World Juniors. Same with Ty Nelson. Heartbreaking stuff there to see them both get cut. And got Ryan Oulahan's reactions there on the After Action report that you can listen to on our podcast pages as well.
I was more surprised about Ty Nelson, if I got to be honest.
Really,
DiVincentis maybe not having quite the year that we thought that he might have, maybe not the year that he'd hoped to have at this point. So,
yeah.
But Ty Nelson, how do you leave a guy like that off here?
It's absolutely wild to me that he didn't make the team. Either of them didn't make the team. There's only 4 goalies that were invited. So I mean, for Dom DiVincentis to be one of the 4, but then 3 of them made the team. So that's kind of where I'm like, oh. And to be fair, yes, Dom's not putting up the numbers that we've seen Dom put up, but Ben Gaudreau didn't have a very good showing last year early in the season. He still made the team as the Voodoos are coming back out on the ice now. Quick round out of the NOJHL scores. After 40 minutes of play, the Elliott Lake Vikings are doubling up the Espanola Paper Kings 4-2. Espanola coming off a shootout victory over the Sudbury Cubs last night as well. First Lumberjacks are leading the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners 3-0 at the start of the third period. Blind River against the Sioux Thunderbirds. Start of the third period there. It's 3-0 Blind River. Timmins, who will be here tomorrow night. Matt Sucrum and Ben Sargent will have the call on that one. The Timmins Rock are up 3-1 midway through the second period on the Iroquois Falls Storm. And it's a tight one in Sioux, Michigan, as Greater Sudbury currently leads the Eagles 3-2 halfway through the second period, Brad.
Yeah, I'm just vibing right now. So they got Danger Zone by Kenny Loggett's pumping in here right now, so I'm just feeling it. I'm ready for this third period.
Speaking of third period, Brady Dyer is back on the bench. Good eagle eyes there by our co-op student, Cassie Millen, to point that one out. Elijah Grant is now in the game. Coming into this one, he's played 22 games. He has a win-loss record of 5-7, a 4.16 goals against average, and a 9.19 save percentage.
He's a big boy, too.
He is indeed. So Dyer making 28 stops on 32 shots. And I got to say again, Dyer having a great game here for the Rapids, even though he allowed 4 goals past him.
Well, when you're facing that many shots from a really good Voodoos team, yeah, I mean, he looked great. But obviously they want to maybe have a look at it. Have a look at Grant here and see what he can do for them in the third and maybe turn the tides. Grant's
goals against average, 4.16. Still not great, but his save percentage stellar at 9.19.
Yeah, he's right up on there just under 920, so it's pretty stellar, I'd say, for the Noge.
I mean, Duraculo's played the same amount of games.
Yep.
He has a 924 save percentage.
Yeah, exactly.
And Duraculo, to me, is top 3 goalie in the league, I would say.
Yeah, so when you've got a save percentage and you're in sort of that conversation in that category, I would say you're pretty good.
Just waiting for the door to fully close. It has now for the Zamboni comes out, and the Voodoos again will still be on the power play here to start this third period.
Just over a minute.
Minute and 3 seconds, I think, is what we agreed the consensus was. 4, 3.
Yeah.
Either way, just over a minute.
Yeah.
As we're going to get underway here, the Rapids are going to be in the road whites, are going left to right this third period, and the Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left as we get underway here for the third period in Powassan on Friday night. Shields, as Viz is back in the box, so we'll see more of him later on in this game after he's done finishing his 10-minute misconduct. Shields skates around, stops the puck, gets it back for Smetham, back to Shields. Smetham, far side, takes a sharp angle shot. Grant with the save on that one. Clayton completely bowled over by Lemke.
Wow, what a
My
hit.
goodness, what a hit indeed. Now Lemke walks in. He tried to pass the puck cross ice. Clayton picks it up as it hit a body and down into Voodoos territory. Clayton stopping up. No, he continues around behind the net. Again, less than a minute now on the power play for the Voodoos. Case with the puck. Stops up behind his net. Has Chase Thompson with him. Passes it to the hometown hero. And Thompson right up for McMillan. McMillan with a shot. That one's blocked. Now skates in. Dubroy with another chance. That one's blocked by his teammate Thompson. And Thompson just throws it towards the net. Nearly kicked in the net. And now it goes wide. And McMillan takes a really hard slash against the wrist. And that will be called. As now we'll have to make sure that McMillan's okay. The leading point getter for the Voodoos so far this season, 37 points in 27 games played, as he just goes right off.
Bit of a delayed call. I'm not even sure that the ref saw it initially, but yeah, McMillan did definitely a good job selling it. Not that he had to sell it. He looks like he's in a lot of pain over there. That hand or wrist is definitely ringing on him.
Well, he hasn't gone to the dressing room as of yet. No penalty either against the Rapids, so still 5-on-5 there.
It didn't get called. Okay.
Yeah, McMillan in a lot of pain. We'll have to keep an eye out on him. Hopefully he's able to come back. McCarthy stepping into his spot on that line with Thompson and Dubroy for the time being. Lefebvre chips it out of his zone. And Dubroy, the Sudbury product, grabs the puck. Rotundo tried to find Thompson, who goes for a bit of a spill. Now Lefebvre with it. Puck far side. Out front. Looking for Koulis. Takes a shot, goes well wide. And now McCarthy gets to it. McCarthy down the ice. French River flipping it into Voodoos territory. Ricci's going to get to it. Just under 2 minutes gone here in this third period. 4-1 Voodoos lead. Ricci taking off the puck. Shot. Well high and over the net. And out of play.
I'm not sure if that even hit anything. Schulis is having a hard time keeping that puck down, and that one was about 20 feet over the net. Schulis, again, had a chance right at the end of the second period, too, to even things up. He stole the puck, and he went in on a breakaway in the last 5 seconds of the second, and he had a chance to get the Rapids within 2, but missed the net. He's sort of struggling tonight, but he is the Rapids' best player, and definitely their best chance of turning things around here if they're going to.
Well, us Leafs fans know all we need to know about 4-1 leads in the third period.
You had to go there, Courtney? Really?
I'm scarred, man. It still goes there. The word out of Erie right now is Mike McIver's in net to start the third. Charlie Robertson is on the bench, so that's a good sign. Hopefully it's nothing too serious for Robertson.
Hey, it's always a good sign if he's on the bench and able to come back in if he has to. So.
Bit of an issue down at the French River net as the referee and linesmen are fixing things, and doors also open down behind the Voodoos net as well.
Some technical difficulties with the visitor goal here. It seems like it's on the pegs now. Here we go.
Looks like we're good to go, and they do close the door. So, with 18 minutes left in the third period, 4-1 Voodoos lead. And now we still have some more here as the door opens back up for the referee, and now it's closed. So, looks like we will get the face-off here to the near side. Russo in for the Voodoos. One back. This line of Russo, Beatty, and Dawson has looked dangerous all game long. Dawson picking up a goal as well. Russo.
Yeah, they've been the best line out there.
Tried to chip the puck back in. He does. Now he's going to have to find possession. He gets to it on the near side wall, but it's back into Rapids possession. Down the ice, Sturge gets to it at his blue line. Goes cross ice, finds McClellan. McClellan had the puck hop over his sticks, and a dangerous chance there for the Rapids, but they couldn't get a shot away as of yet. Puck back, flip back to the blue line. Zemaitis keeps it in. Sent in on the near side. Melsness with the puck. Sent back on the far side. Dawson with a good stick. Tried to get the puck back out, and now it's flipped back in. Wilcox gloves that one down.
Wilcox not necessarily liking what he's seeing out of his team here to start the period. Kind of getting hemmed in their own zone for the last 30 seconds or so. So Wilcox says, you know what? I'm going to get a stop here. I'm going to get a line change, and we're going to see if change of players on the ice can get something different here, a different look. Get the puck out of this zone.
McMillan still being tended to just off the ice by the Voodoos bench. Wilcox has the puck flipped back out front of his net, so he's just going to pounce on that one, stopping that and getting another stoppage here.
A bit of a funny bounce out to him, so we'll get a reset here.
17:01, just under 3 minutes gone here in this third period. Patrick tried to win the draw, and now comes sharp angle. Good chance there for the Rapids. Rebound, bounces out, back to the far side. Grushishev twisting and turning, takes a shot, and now it's knocked away. Patrick gets to it. Patrick, one of the goal scorers here in this one, wills the puck into Rapids territory, but the Rapids once again with possession. Carr picking it back up. Now down into the neutral zone. Shields gets to the blue line, flips it right back in. Near side, Turner to it. Tried to throw it to the front of the net for Patrick. Now battling for possession, but the Rapids get to it. Setting it down the ice. That will go for icing, as nobody touched that one, and the Voodoos are first to it. So the Voodoos now with an offensive zone draw here with 16:16 left in the third period.
Yeah, a bit of a disjointed start to the period here. A clearing pass that just missed the intended target there, Clayton, and so it'll come back down into the Rapid zone for the faceoff.
I thought they blew the whistle right off the draw, it sounded like to me, but maybe I'm just hearing things as well.
That's possible.
It is very possible. It's when you start acting on those things that you might have a problem.
Yeah, that's the danger right there. It's the fine line you got to walk.
Smetham, near side corner, leaves it for his man McCarthy. McCarthy walking the line. Nifty little move to gain some space. Back to Ricci with a shot. That one's blocked by the Rapids. And now Clayton going the other way. Clayton with Mason. Clayton with the shot. Good save there by Wilcox. Puck dangerously just sitting there. Lemke comes and clears the puck away. And he sends the puck right down the ice to Smetham. Smetham trying to walk his way in front of the net. Lost the puck, but found it in the near side corner. Now McCarthy with it. McCarthy was looking out front for a one-time effort. And now it's a foot race with Clayton getting to it first. Clayton with a sharp angle shot off the side of the net. Wilcox may have got a piece of that. Puck in the near side corner. Back out front, another chance blocked by Case. And the puck goes into the far corner. Case. Puck back in tight now. The Rapids getting some good looks here as the Voodoos melting down defensively a little bit on this shift. Far side.
Clayton's had about 3 chances alone.
Yeah, he's gonna think about this shift and when he goes to bed later, and he's gonna regret maybe not burying a couple of these chances.
He had all the time in the world on that last one.
Puck sent down the ice. Sturge gets to it at his blue line though. Makes a move, gets to the red line, flips it in. McMillan back out on the ice, out front. Thompson, another pass was out front to McMillan, as the pair maybe made one pass too many.
Yeah, tried to be too cute.
Sturge battling for possession with Lefebvre on the far side. The Voodoos do come away with it. That's Dubroy. Dubroy with possession in his own zone, hits the boards, flips it down the ice, and that'll go down into Rapids territory. No icing though. Like battling for possession is McMillan. Good to see McMillan back out there though, like we said. Took a nasty whack off the hand earlier this period, as now the puck just roofed into the ceiling there. And we'll get a stoppage here as the puck does go out of play, because, well, you can't play it off the roof here at the Sportsplex.
You really can't. Low roof, and it gets up there quick. But like you said, nice to see McMillan. He's back out there. He doesn't look much worse for wear, so that's a huge bullet dodge for the Voodoos.
Russo won the draw. It was sitting there for Dawson. Dawson tried to get a shot away. Just went wide. Now the Rapids with possession in their own zone once again. Down the ice quickly. That was Scholas looking to get in. Now matching up with Rotundo. Those two have a bit of a history this game with each other. Back to Haslam. Haslam walking around, skates around the Voodoos net, and it's out front all alone. Scholas puts it in the back of the net. And the Rapids are to within 2 with 13:27 here left in the third period on Scholas' 16th of the season.
And this is a gorgeous play down low by Brandon Melsness of the Rapids in the far corner. He picks up the loose puck. It was actually kind of left for him there, and all the Voodoos players sort of gravitated towards him. Totally lost track of Scholas, who's down right in front of the goaltender, right in the slot. Open net, buries it, and we got a 4-2 hockey game.
Not good here for the Voodoos as they look to get back going underway here. Still 3-2 in Erie as well, as 7 minutes are gone in that game between the Battalion and the Otters. Rapids, sharp angle. Can't get that one past Wilcox as it goes into the corner. Down the ice to the red line. McClellan flips it in. Grant went to go play it. It hits off the other side of his net, but it does bounce to him eventually, or else that could have potentially had dangerous implications for him. Carr with the shot. It's tipped off of Wilcox's blocker, and then it floated there behind the net briefly. McClellan to Clayton. Clayton, sharp angle, gets it over to Wilcox. He gets the puck under him and stops the puck. Now Voodoo's glove laying on the ice after a quick little altercation there after the whistle.
Through the first 7.5 minutes here, if you're the Rapids, this is pretty much exactly the way that you want this start of this period to go if you want to get back into this game. For the most part, this is pretty much how they've drawn this up. They've had the pressure on the Voodoos that's been primarily in Powassan's zone, and now that they've got that goal, they're within striking distance.
They are indeed. I'll have to keep an eye on when Viz comes back over the bench or boards as well, as he's still serving his penalties. McCarthy in behind the net. Looks out front. Can't get a pass away though. McCarthy has had a lot of opportunity here where he's created a lot of pressure just by himself in this game. Puck now out for Ricci. Sharp angle shot as he was coming in. Now it's going to be a 2-on-0 very briefly for the Rapids, but McCarthy's back in time. Puck down into Voodoo's territory. Chipped on net, and that one just goes wide.
Mason with a gorgeous tip in front.
Mason with another chance. Puck comes away to Clayton. Clayton couldn't get a shot away.
Wilcox might have got a piece on Mason's tip.
Might have indeed. Lemke battling for possession on the far side. Gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy with a pass out front. Ricci lost the puck, and then a good play there by Wilcox to sweep the puck into the corner. Now Burke walking the line. Throws it on net. Just missed the net. Wilcox is in the back of the net as it comes in on the sharp angle. That's Clayton with the puck, or with the goal, as Kai Clayton, our player to watch for the Rapids, gets his 11th of the season. And all of a sudden, There's not a lot of breathing room here in the Sportsplex.
It has gotten close real quick, and he has been the player to watch. Kai Clayton for the French River Rapids has been all over the puck, all over the Voodoos zone so far the first half of this third period. And I don't know what happened there, if Wilcox thought he covered it and he just didn't, but all of a sudden it came loose and Clayton just knocked it in.
Well, Elijah Grant is the goalie of record in the shootout victory against the Voodoos earlier this year. And he's got great numbers as well. But the Voodoos haven't really had a chance to test him too much as they haven't gotten a lot of zone pressure here in this third period. Thompson tries to walk out and get a shot away, and now it's going the other way for French River. Feels like all the momentum, like the ice is tilted entirely towards the Voodoos zone.
Just having Elijah Grant back there might be the spark mentally that the Rapids needed.
Puck out front. Rapids keep it in. Lefebvre wound up for a shot. DeBroy got his stick on it, so no chance there. Now the Voodoos with numbers. Thompson on a 2-on-1. Thompson tried to get out front. Good stop there by Zemaitis as he played that one perfectly to a T. Thompson battling with Lefebvre. Lefebvre won the wraparound chance. Oh my goodness, he almost got it past Wilcox as Wilcox just made a mistake behind the net, leaving it for Jesse Lefebvre. And that almost tied the game up if Wilcox didn't get over in time.
This first 10 minutes of this third period has been an absolute disaster for Powassan, and they need to get it together. They need to regroup here. Just settle down. I mean, they came in with a 4-1 lead. A dangerous lead to start any period, we know, but definitely coming into the third. They're now up 4-3, but like you said, the Rapids just about tied it, and they're pressing.
Yeah, the Rapids smell blood in the water for sure.
Yeah.
10:32 left. Shots 35-32 in favor of the Rapids. Back to Carr. Carr with a shot. That one's blocked, but it's back to Carr at the point. And a good chance, or a good stick there by Smetham. Gets the puck down the ice. Just barely past the neutral zone. Carr picks it up in his own zone. Walking in, another chance. Scholas sends that one on net. Wilcox kicks that one into the corner. 10:08 left in this third period. Plenty of hockey left in this one.
And it's just the mistakes. We're seeing a lot of mental errors by the Voodoos at this point, and maybe it's because they're a little bit panicked at this point. Maybe they're just kind of on their heels, a couple of quick goals against, and all of a sudden things start, the walls start closing in a little bit. So just calm it down, relax, stop passing it back to the other team, and to clear the zone when you get the chance.
Maybe trying to get a little bit too cute, like you said earlier.
Could be that.
Shields on the near side. Has Rotundo. Rotundo tried to chip that one towards the net, but he's knocked off the puck. Scholas now with the puck in his own zone. Puck left out front. Shields couldn't get a shot away. Shields all alone in the slot. Back to the point for Turner. And now a good chance here for Scholas. Scholas walking in. Scholas with the shot. Saved by Wilcox.
That's the one guy you don't want to see in a breakaway for the Rapids. That could have been a tie game right there.
No, and he's already scored a goal in this period.
Yeah, he has.
Burke in his own zone up for Koulis. Koulis has the puck right up the top of the glass and hits the meshing. So that'll bring us to our mid-period break here in this third period. 4-3 Voodoos lead. A really wild turn of events here at the Powassan Sportsplex. He's Brad. I'm Courtney. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
You want to set it up?
Yeah. Oh, just go. Our 3 stars will be coming up after the game as we're having a little bit of difficulty here.
Forgot I unmuted us, Courtney. Whoops.
Well, anyways, hey, we'll be right back after this again.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Courtney Kenny. I don't know who that guy is. He's not part of this broadcast anymore. That's Brad Brooks figuring things out here. We will be talking about our 3 stars of the game after this one. It's 4-3. The Rapids, again, with a good third period here, getting things underway and basically brought the game to, it was 4-1 for the Voodoos earlier this period, and now 4-3. So the air in here has gotten a little stifling. As a shot from Lemke at the neutral zone.
Crowd's got a little quiet now.
It has. Lemke out there playing defense as they still wait for Viz to have his penalties expire. Puck nearly knocked back towards Grant on the pass out of the zone. And now the Rapids with the puck. Once again, flip down the ice. Case gets to it in his own zone. Case stops up. Cross ice to Lemke. Lemke down for Russo. Gets it to Dawson. Dawson walks in. Takes a shot. Grant with the save. Puck bounced there for a second, but Grant's able to glove that one down. And we'll get a stoppage here with 8:39 left in the third period.
Yeah, and that's the shift that you need. If you're the Voodoos, you need to come back. You need to assert a little bit of dominance here. Kind of show that, yeah, you know what, we are the better team. We're going to get back in this game and put a little bit of pressure on the new goalie for the Rapids here. Maybe make him face a couple of shots here.
Back to the point.
He hasn't had much to do in this third period yet.
No, for those just joining us, Brady Dyer did start the game, allowed 4 goals through 40 minutes. And the Rapids changed to Elijah Grant here at the start of this third period.
The Voodoos have only put 2 shots on him so far.
Thompson tried to get it back into Rapids territory. Now it's back out for Lefebvre. Lefebvre and Thompson running into each other at the blue line. Haslam back to his man. Back to Haslam. Up the ice, Stringer tried to chip that one in, but it hit his leg. So doesn't go very far. Now walking in with a chance here, Dubroy. Sharp angle. Good stop there by Grant coming across. Taking away that one. If Dubroy maybe was able to corral that one quicker and get a shot away.
He didn't catch it clean, and that was a gorgeous pass by McMillan to find him. And yeah, you're right. If Dubroy got that clean and was able to one-time it, that's in the back of the net. But because he had to sort of corral it, take an extra second, Grant was able to come across and make the save.
Great save by Grant for sure. I've said this before watching him. I don't know why more goalies don't go with black pads. I love them.
Oh, yeah. It's intimidating.
It is. It's the Corey Crawford look. That's what I always remember. Back when in the Halcyon Blackhawks days.
Black pads, black blocker, black trapper. Oof.
It's tough to see the puck and which way it's going for a rebound. As the puck out front of Wilcox. It's wide. And now down the ice. Turner chasing after it. As Snyder gets to it. Snyder knocked off the puck. And now the puck sent back down to the Voodoos blue line as Viz gets his first touch here as he's back over the boards. Good play there by Patrick to gain some room. Patrick losing it though on the near side. And now Shields knocked down on the ice. And we'll get a stoppage here. We'll have to see if somebody's going to get a penalty. I don't think so. Doesn't seem like it anyways.
Looked like Schulis put a little bit of a can opener on Shields. But Shields went down a little easily. So I think they're going to just tell them both to skate away.
A little bit more malfunctions here down in the Rapids
They are having problems with that net for some reason.
Yeah. So you're looking at it again. Looks like it's good to go, though, for now.
They might have to re-drill that hole because it doesn't look like it's sitting the net doesn't seem to be sitting very sturdily on the pegs there.
No, yeah, so now both sides of the net are off.
It's come off pretty easily a couple times just from a soft little nudge by the goalie there. So I think they might actually have to get the drill out here and sort of reshape it.
Yeah, Grant's not doing his best Matt Murray impression by running right into the post. But, yeah, it has come off a little easy.
Yeah. Well, I think they seem to be satisfied with the state of it now, though.
No, the referee's gone down to the far side here. Turning around. Looks like maybe everything's okay.
I think he just went down to have a quick chat with Wilcox.
No, now he's gone to the scorer there, Jeremy Love, over on the far side. Looks like they're trying to get the rink personnel's attention.
Grant's taking a skate there from his goal, so looks like that's what's happening.
7:09 left here in the third period, in what is probably one of the longest third periods I've seen in a while.
A lot of stoppages, a lot of technical problems here, a lot of, we'll say, wardrobe malfunctions with the ice.
Now, here we go. The rink attendant is making his way down. However, he was down in the cantina area. So, he's got to make his way all the way down to the other side to the Zamboni doors. And they're going to have to re-drill.
Well, we got a couple minutes to kill here. You want me to play the 3 stars video again?
Well, let's, because we were talking about it earlier. I know it's a different sport, but Brad, I know you're going to be biased, so we're going to take away the bias here. Okay. You're wearing the hat, so you're a little bit biased. Yeah. You're way too early Super Bowl pick.
Ooh. I mean, and I can't pick the Eagles?
Okay, give me one with the Eagles and give me one without the Eagles.
Okay, so I'm thinking if the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, they're going to be taking on the Ravens. It'll be the Battle of the Birds. If I have to be honest, the only other team I can see coming out of the NFC would be the San Francisco 49ers. And I think maybe Buffalo will probably sneak in, go on a run.
I have a lot of experts, and I'm just saying because I'm a Bills fan, but a lot of experts seem to think that if the Bills get on a run, which they have been playing a lot better with the new offensive coordinator, Brady in there, if they go on a bit of a run, people say that's a team no one's going to want to play.
They're a scary team to play against.
Like they're not, even with all the injuries on defense that they've had this year, and hopefully some of them come back sooner rather than late. I mean, Tre'Davious White won't be back this year, but with the other guys that have been out and some of the other off-field issues that they've had as well. But that being said, the Bills aren't your stereotypical 7-6 team.
No, they're a great team. They're a lot better team than their 7-6 record would indicate. And I think, you're right. They start getting a couple guys healthy. They could definitely go on a run. I think another team that could probably get there would be the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins are good.
They look strong. If they can play some defense, they've got a couple injuries right now too. But I think I like the Dolphins. Maybe I'll go with the Dolphins and Niners if I can't pick Miami.
My thing about the Dolphins, and both teams have kind of silenced this a little bit recently, is they're like the Cowboys of the AFC. Both teams are really good against weaker teams.
Right.
And they're just average against better teams.
Yeah, and that's sort of been the knock on the Cowboys, too, is they've got a pretty decent record, but they can't beat teams above 500. They're actually starting to do that now, and I think Miami is as well. So, I mean, you get to this time of year, anything's possible. But
well, the amount of 7-6 teams in the AFC right now is wild.
There's 6 of them, I think?
Yeah, absolutely wild. But as we're still waiting here for some of the ices, the Ringaton is still making his way down. The ice, they did drill a new hole, but now he's still making his way down. 4-3, Voodoos still lead with 7:09 left on the clock. But I mean, that's the thing. My buddy's a Dolphins fan, but he's more of a football fan. The Dolphins just happen to be the team that he cheers for. Yep. So he's very good at looking at things realistically and not with a cloud of the Dolphins are great. No, which they are. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong.
He can be objective, whereas maybe the rest of us can't.
Yeah, so, but the thing about it is, the last time I watched the Dolphins was when the Bills beat them, right? Because I just watch the Bills. I don't really watch anyone else. And that game right there, again, A, shows that the Bills are better than 7-6.
Yep.
And B, shows that the Dolphins have some issues with good teams. You know what I mean? But the Dolphins still lead the division, so they're going to win the division at this point.
They still have to play again down in Miami this year, don't they?
Yeah, they have to play one more game. And that's always a tough game. Especially with how Miami has there's been a lot made about how they have that stadium set up. So, but the thing about it is,
you could end up catching Miami at a good time though, because Tyreek Hill is hurt, I think, right now.
Yeah, he is
dealing with a bit of an ankle injury. So,
and he's been really ruffling the feathers of the NFL with his buddy there on the sidelines and stuff. And but that being said, though, I'm by rights I'm not allowed to like the Dolphins as a Bills fan. I can't hate Mike Daniels. He's awesome. He's so awesome.
He's one of the coolest guys in the NFL.
Yeah. The guy is a living legend.
He's hilarious. Yeah.
Guy's a living legend. As it looks like we're going to get back underway here. And we'll have to see how this affects the momentum that French River had going for them. As we saw this with a Battalion game with a long delay on a goal call.
Free timeout for the Voodoos there.
Yeah. A long delay on a goal call really kind of stopped the Battalion's momentum. We'll have to see if that works in the favor of the Voodoos here as the puck's back to Viz. Good shot there, blocked aside by Grant. Again, 4-3. This period started with a 4-1 lead for the Voodoos. Now we're going to get a penalty against Powassan. As it looks like Lemke's going, Not what the Voodoos needed right now with 6:57 left in the third period to give French River right back the momentum that they might have just lost.
Right.
Was that a hook that he had sort of employed to steal the puck there? What was?
Yeah, Lemke going off. And we'll see the call on the ice here in a moment. No, it looks like it's cross-check on that one.
Yeah.
So, the Voodoos just lost Viz out of the penalty box. Now they have Lemke right back in there. Some things change over the course of the game, but a green jersey in the penalty box remains the same. Lemke being shown the gate now, actually. Oh, that's not good for the Voodoos right now.
They closed the door to the penalty box for him, and then they immediately opened it back up, and the linesman came over and had a chat with him. And yet now Lemke immediately walking off to the dressing room. His night is done.
Yeah, Lemke's going to be...
That's not good for the Voodoos.
No, Lemke's one of the better offensive weapons that this Voodoos team has. I mean, they have a lot of offensive weapons, but Lemke is kind of the little motor that keeps them going.
Right. So we talk about momentum. The Rapids scored 2 goals in the first half of the third to cut into this lead. They're down 1, and they've got a power play now with 7 minutes left.
And poor Nick Beattie, the second time that he's had to serve someone else's penalty. 4-3.
The scapegoat this game for them.
Yeah. Well, I get it. I mean, the 6, if you kind of squint, could look like a 0 for 20 for Lemke. Like,
and I mean, if he's not one of your typical penalty killers, you got to put someone in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the Voodoos will be down a man for 2 minutes or less. They still hold a 4-3 lead. 6:57 left in the third period. Face-off coming to the broadcast side of Wilcox's net. Patrick with the puck, flips it right down the ice, and Grant's out to play it. So that'll kill some time here on the power play. As I look down, I see both Chris Dawson and Harrison Clements in the corner looking right up at the score clock, looking at what time they've got. I know both those guys obviously care very much about this team, so they're going to be a little worried here. Sharp angle chance, gloved up by Wilcox. Minute 38 left, we'll get a stoppage of play.
No panic on the face of Wilcox there. That was a good little chance for French River, but he calmly scooped that up with the glove, and we'll get a face-off to his left.
6:35 left in the game. 37-35 are the shots in favor of the Rapids. A minute 38 left on the power play. Patrick in for the draw again against Stringer. Stringer wins it back to Clayton and Burke. Burke, far side for Clayton. Clayton couldn't really corral the puck, but he does get it to the middle of the ice. Case finds the loose puck and sends it right down the ice. 6:20 left here in the third period. A minute 20 left on the man advantage. Still have yet to hear what the call was on Lemke. Playing the puck loosely, left, right in front of Rapids bench. And now Patrick and his man have a few words. That's Clayton. And now there's going to be a delayed penalty against the Voodoos again. Patrick will be going to the box, I would assume. And Thompson's just going to touch that. That's going to go for an interference call against Patrick, I believe. So for 56 seconds, the Voodoos are going to be down 2 men. It's a 5-on-3.
That's just undisciplined play right there. A situation like this where you're killing a penalty up a goal late in the third, you can't be taking a penalty like that to put your team down 2 with them. So now we're going to, it's going to be 5-on-3 for about a minute now.
Lemke out of his equipment already, looking on from the corner. And we'll have to see now how the Rapids and Voodoos respond to this latest development. We still have yet to hear what the penalty call on Lemke was. Shields lost the draw, so it's back to Carr. Carr takes a shot. That one went wide of the net. Bouncing puck, benefiting the Voodoos maybe a little bit as there was some wax at it from the Rapids. Near side, Snyder. Another chance. Big save by Wilcox. Case gets to it, sends it down the ice.
Great play by Case to clear that. And what a save by Wilcox to preserve the lead.
Puck down, far end, Carr with it. And now coming out from behind his net is Schneider. Schneider gains his own, quick shot, and that one stopped by Wilcox. 15 seconds left on the 5-on-3.
Cameron Jansen came in and put a kind of an awkward shot in on Wilcox, and Wilcox caught it with his right shoulder kind of awkwardly, and it bounced down in front of him, but did a good job to cover it up before the rebound could get pounced on.
Wilcox certainly having himself a heck of a game here.
Yeah.
Doesn't play often for Powassan, but when he does and when he's called upon, he has some great games here for the Green.
Does he ever? 15 seconds left of this 5-on-3 here.
And the puck sent down the ice, so that should kill what's left of this 5-on-3 against the Voodoos. And we'll see Beatty hop over the boards here momentarily. Clayton leaves it behind. Mason gets to it. Now Mason with speed, as now it's only 5-on-4 for the next minute. Mason on the near side, gets it back to Burke. Across the ice for Clayton. Clayton near side for Burke again. Burke walks the line, back to Clayton. Clayton stops up, back to Burke. Burke unloads, couldn't get the shot away, bouncing in front of Wilcox's net as Burke's stick is broken. He gets one from the bench, and the puck came to him on the clearing attempt, so kind of maybe fortunate that the puck, or that his stick did break. Right back down the ice by the Voodoos, that's Thompson. Burke picks it back up.
What a steal by Chase Thompson in the neutral zone to kill valuable seconds of this power play.
25 seconds left here on this power play. And now a late hit there. That will be a penalty, as both of them are going to get a penalty, it looks like. Turner and Stringer. It looks like we're both. So the Voodoos will still be penalized for the next 18 seconds. It'll be a 4-on-3.
It might just be Turner.
No, I think both, because there is a Rapids player in the box. That's Stringer.
He got in there quick.
He did. So 18 seconds left on the original penalty. And now we'll have a 4-on-3 for 18 seconds. As the referee was very quick on that call, pointing at both of them.
Yeah, got the retaliator right away.
Turner sitting down now, not very happy.
Got the initial offender, which you don't often see. So that's
no. I remember as a kid growing up, my mom always said, "Don't be the retaliator. Like, just walk away because they always get you."
Yeah.
And now I watch hockey and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that happens in hockey all the time."
That's real life. Yeah.
But here it kind of bites the Rapids.
And you hear the Powassan fans calling for the face-off to be outside the Voodoo zone, and it looks like they're setting up to drop it inside.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting a conference of zebra stripes over there, so it will come inside. 18 seconds left on the the Voodoos have one too many men out there as well. It should be 4-on-3. They got one too many guys over the boards. Voodoos better watch himself here. They've also drained a second on the clock. There's, yeah, I mean.
Oh, they're just going to make it 5-on-4.
Oh, I see. Okay. That makes sense. I was going to say the Voodoos might get in trouble here, but the puck sent down the ice. That should kill what's left of this penalty.
Unbelievable job by Powassan to weather the storm here and kill these late penalties.
Smetham trying to steal a puck, and now the puck flipped up and out of play with 1 second, so the Voodoos are still penalized for 1 second.
How many
3:54.
stoppages? This is the longest period, like you were saying.
Yeah. They say the waiting is the hardest part. Melsness. Some famous guy who played guitar said that. Yeah.
That, I think.
It's a little petty of me to bring that up. Puck back out, Haslam.
R.I.P., sir.
Yes, sir. For Case. Case, his own zone. Gets the puck out. Shields with it now as the Voodoos are able to go on the attack. Shields in the near side. Back for Viz. Viz takes the shot from the point, turned aside by Grant. And back for Patrick. Now to Case. Smetham with it on the far side. Gets it to Shields. Shields keeps the puck. Gets it to Smetham. Smetham in tight. Looks to try to roof it or get it across. Either way, puck back to the point now for Viz. Viz throwing it on net again. And Grant gets it in his pads to stop it up. And one thing I've noticed, a lot of gamers really excited about the new Grand Theft Auto trailer. And, of course, they use a Tom Petty song in there. So now every radio station in the world all of a sudden playing that song, right? So
yeah.
That's kind of funny, and how much of power Rockstar has with Grand Theft Auto.
Unbelievable. And you know what? His estate's going to be raking in some royalties on that one for a while.
Oh, you want to use our song as a shot off the draw to McMillan? Yeah, you want to use our song for a really popular gaming franchise trailer that people have been waiting years for? Absolutely.
Only 10 years or so.
Yeah. I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in college.
Yeah, I think it dropped 10 years ago. So this
Yeah.
is
It came out
a long
on
time coming.
puck down the ice. McMillan couldn't get a handle on it. Now a chance off the rebound, and he just puts that one wide. That came out on the Xbox 360. I'm now playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on my Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
That's 2 consoles that it's gone through.
Yeah.
Lefebvre out front, and that one goes wide. Back out to the point. Kicked aside, or rather blocked aside by Wilcox. 2:20 left here in this third period. McMillan with it. Sends the puck up in the air, and it's to the neutral zone. Carr gets to it. We'll have to keep an eye on Grant now for you for the extra attacker.
How solid has Grant been for the Rapids this period as well?
Absolutely. He hasn't really faced many shots, but when he has been called upon, he's been really solid.
And there's been a long time between shots, so I think that's even harder, is when how do you keep your head in the game when you have to go 5-6 minutes between shots, right? So
Down the ice, Russo, or rather, yes, Russo. And right back in for Ricci. Ricci sends it down, was looking for McCarthy. That will go for icing against the Voodoos, so Grant looks to head towards the bench, and he is going to go, so the Rapids will now have an extra attacker with 1:46 left in this third period. 4-3 Voodoos lead. And now the Rapids will take a timeout, so this could set up a very dramatic final minute of this one.
106 seconds left of this one here, barring overtime, and the Voodoos will take, not that they, have struggled for. There's been quite a few stoppages this period, so they haven't really needed to take a timeout to this point, but they will try and draw up a play here and kill the remaining time on this clock.
4-3 is the final from Erie. Stan Butler against his former team, now 2-0.
Don't like that.
No, me neither.
Don't like that.
0 out of 10, would not recommend. Quickly around the league before we end up wrapping things up. Espanola over Elliott Lake 6-4 late in the third. Hearst Lumberjacks taking it to Kirkland Lake 7-1 with 2 minutes left in that one. The Blind River Beavers have defeated the Sioux Thunderbirds 4-1. Timmins up 5-1 on Iroquois Falls with just 5 minutes gone in that third period. And Sudbury with 8 minutes gone, or rather 6 minutes gone in the third period, are up 4-3 on the Sioux Eagles. And that's your NOJHL around the league. We'll be seeing Timmins here tomorrow night against the Voodoos in the last game before the holiday break.
And this is a big 2 points for the Voodoos. They want to keep pace with Timmins,
They do.
who's winning tonight. So
Far side now in the Voodoo zone. Comes around, sharp angle. Wilcox cuts that one off. And now the puck back out to the middle of the ice. Again, empty net for the Rapids. They have the extra attacker out there. 1:20 left on the clock. 4-3 Voodoo's lead. Sent back in. Big hit against Thompson. And a lot of Rapids players like that. Chance at the side of the net. Sent out front. Good save there. As now Russo sends the puck down the ice, and that's going to go just wide of the net. And now we'll get an icing call against the Voodoos here as Russo tried to snipe it down the ice.
a little trash talking there as Sashenko for the Rapids laid a huge hit on the Voodoos player coming through the neutral zone and then kind of gestured towards him to stay seated. Sit down, young man. These teams do not like each other. That much is clear.
Ricci, near side to Smetham. Smetham tries to get the puck out. He can. It's kept in by Stringer. Another chance off the stick of Wilcox as we're into the final minute. And the puck goes down the ice. There will be no icing on that one. So valuable time killed off the clock by Powassan. Carr going cross ice. It hits off the boards and down into the zone. Wilcox, he's going to go for it, but it won't have the legs for it. I admire the attempt.
Appreciate the effort, but the defender for the Rapids was waiting for it.
Puck now again. Jansa gets to it. Sharp angle chance. Shields battling for it. Knocked down in the corner. Sharp angle chance again. Kicked aside by Wilcox. Less than 20 here in this third period. Russo, the Bulldog, battling for it on the far side. Rotundo gets to it. 12 seconds. He's just going to try and bury the puck against the boards.
Yeah, they're going to muck it.
8 seconds left. 5. 4-3 Voodoos lead, and they're going to come away with this one. They bent but didn't break in the third period, and now we get some final little shoves after the whistle, but the Voodoos are going to skate away with 2 points here against the rival French River Rapids. Again, Powassan bent but did not break in this third period as they started the period up 4-1 and come away with a 4-3 victory.
That's exactly how I would describe it, Courtney. It was sort of a situation where maybe they got complacent. They came into the third with a 4-1 lead, promptly gave it up, and then got into penalty trouble the rest of the way, and kind of just by the skin of their teeth hung on to the 4-3 victory there. So they did bend, but they did not break, and they come away with a huge 2 points.
This is not your Rapids team from a few years ago in which they were just a pushover coming into Powassan. This team has pushed Powassan to the brink a couple of times. They've beaten the Voodoos once in a shootout already this year. 9-6 the last time you saw these two teams play. 4-3 here. We joked about it being 2-1 or 1-0. Well, it's still a 1-goal differential.
And this is a team, like you said, the Rapids are 8-25-1 now. So the record, not great. Definitely bottom of the standings, but they don't play like it when they come in here and face the Voodoos.
No, they're a deceptively strong team.
Yeah.
They have some, great players on their team. Jansa talking to the referees now at the end of the whistle. And we'll have to see who our 3 stars of the game are coming up. It looks like nobody from the Voodoos are sticking around. Oh, Caleb Dawson's one of them. I can tell you that right now because I can see him from here.
It's now time for your 3 stars. Third star from French River, number 91, Nolan Mason.
Nolan Mason, the first star. Cameron Lemke, the second star. That makes sense. Well, he can't come out. And the first star. Caleb Dawson with the game-winning goal, getting first star of the game.
Well done, young man.
Good to see, indeed. And he didn't get a star here tonight, but we got to talk about Braden Viz before we go off. What a great debut for the Voodoos defender. I mean, he took a big penalty there that no one really liked to see. Him was out of the game for most of the back half of it. But when he was on the ice, he was a difference maker for Powassan.
That kind of ugly penalty he took may have affected his 3-star status, but I'd give him a star tonight. He looked unbelievable on the ice for sure for the Voodoos.
Absolutely looked great indeed. And before we go, Brad, your final thoughts here before we wrap up our second last game before 2024 on the Voodoos.
You know what? Every time I get to call a game for the Voodoos, it's great because like I said before about expectations, I come in thinking, okay, this is great. The Voodoos are kind of facing a lower team. This could just be a walk in the park. We were treated to a great game here tonight, and this was close the whole way pretty well.
Close the whole way. Both teams getting, the Voodoos getting, both teams getting 1 goal in the first. Voodoos getting 3 in the second.
Yeah.
French River getting 2 in the third. And ultimately the game's 4-3. So, with that being said, Harrison from the Garrison, our social media manager in this one, getting some good footage in the corner, as per the usual. Mike Brown, the camera operator for Flow Hockey, and, of course, Cassie Millen, our wonderful co-op student. He's Brad Brooks. I'm Courtney Kenny, and that'll do it here for my duties on the Voodoos here for 2023. Matt Sukram and Ben Sargent will have you the rest of the way tomorrow as the Timmins Rock come into town to play the Voodoos. And with that being said, keep your eye on the front line.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Barry!
Huh?
I told you not to be scaring the customers.
Hey, Barry, come on in for a bite. And bring Brianna with you.
For only 2 minutes up the hill, where you're only a stranger once.
Ready Ready to embark on an electrifying adventure? Look no further than the Mitsubishi Outlander, available in gas or PHEV, the SUV that redefines excellence. Recently awarded the best midsize utility vehicle in Canada for 2023 by AJAC. This bold and sophisticated SUV delivers advanced performance, safety, and tech, plus peace of mind with its standard super all-wheel control and the best warranty in the business. With red-hot deals and plenty in stock, your award-winning drive starts with the Mitsubishi Outlander.